Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Atomic batteries to power and turbines to speed. We're ready to move out for the Ninja Troll Digicast. That's right. We're back for the Ninja Troll Digicast, and this is a special week because this week is the 50th anniversary of the debut of the Batman TV series.
Awesome. 1966?
1966, yes.
It's 2016. I
There
can do
you
the
go.
math.
Very, very well done. My name is Tim Dixon. I'm along with Mike Worth here. We're your host for this Batlicious episode of the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Holy jinkies, Timmy D.
And that is going to be our showcase. Today, we're going to do a showcase on the Batman TV series, and that's one of the pieces of it, is the holy catchphrase.
Awesome.
So we'll go down. He used it 352 times. He said that during the show.
Unbelievable.
For 3 seasons. That's pretty impressive.
Wow. Well, it's his catchphrase, right?
Exactly.
It's great.
So we're going to go over some of the best holy catchphrases for Robin in the TV series.
Awesome.
And also in our comic rack, we've got some news about some upcoming series that are coming out.
Cool.
The things that hit the racks this week, and a little teaser for Marvel Comics. Kind of interested to see what this is and where they're going.
Cool.
So also in our movie and TV news, there's a load of news that came out of the Wizard World New Orleans Con.
Yeah.
That happened this past weekend. It was like news item after news item after news item. I was like, man, why is there so much news?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a big con going on. And there's always, they have panels that like guys will let stuff slip.
Oh, and then the internet explodes.
And the internet explodes, exactly. And yeah, everybody has to go for it.
And we had some tragic deaths.
We did.
Right?
Unfortunately, yes. We lost actually 2 huge icons, David Bowie and Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
And also, what is the guy's name from, I've got it written here somewhere, Angus Scrimm.
Oh, right, from
Also,
Phantasm.
from Phantasm, yes.
Yeah,
he passed away as well. But
he's always been old, so.
That's true. He was old in the movies 20 years ago.
Yeah. So, I know it's not funny, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Bowie, a huge pop icon, culture icon.
And science fiction actor himself.
The
right?
Goblin King.
In Labyrinth, right?
Yeah. Somebody who made a huge impact on pop culture in general, not just music. He was an incredible musician, legendary, but also just pop culture in general.
Yeah.
And put out his last album, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
And it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was, from what I've heard of it, it's still top-notch stuff. The guy was up until the end. Essentially, the song was called Lazarus. It was essentially him writing his own obituary. To be able to have a life and a career like that is just something that everyone always hopes for, and few get.
And keep going. Multiple eras. So
yeah. And then Alan Rickman, who is icon in his own right for
Die Hard, Professor Snape.
Hans Gruber from Die Hard. He was Dr. Lazarus from Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely, it's hard to pick him out of that with the giant
with
makeup on his head.
Right.
But he kind of spoofed himself as a Shakespearean trained actor being stuck in this goofy part that he doesn't really want to be associated with.
Right. But he has to.
He has to, because it pays the bills.
Yeah.
And then of course, Professor Snape on Harry Potter.
Right.
For that, especially that part, he became that. Now, everybody, when you think of Professor Snape, that's all you're ever going to see. And he became that part. And if you've read the books, he made himself look exactly like it was described.
And then how important that character becomes towards the end. No spoilers, but he's the Half-Blood Prince, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I still think we need to check Harry's wand.
Yeah.
See, I think he might have said he forgave him, but I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
So
not. Yeah.
maybe not. But yeah, it was kind of. I mean, it's not what you want to really make jokes about, but it's kind of sad that he's no longer going to be around. So
I miss those guys.
Yeah.
And just-
yeah,
so-
and he was also actually he played the sheriff of Nottingham
That's right.
in long ago.
Yeah, and Robin Hood, and Prince of Thieves.
Mhm.
Yeah, with Kevin Costner.
Yeah,
That's right. I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon.
with that spoon
Excuse me, Sheriff. Why a spoon?
because it's dull, you twit.
Yeah.
Love that guy. Yeah, he
Awesome.
was just so awesome, just as a over the top evil villain.
Mm-hmm.
He just relished in like the sheriff tell what was it? End all the merciful beheadings and call off Christmas. It's one of the best villain lines ever.
You're gonna go there and go full bore.
Go
Yep.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
But also this week, we had some other events. You know, I've been talking about it last couple of weeks on the show. I'm starting to get into Doctor Who, and so I'm going to keep a count of the episodes that I've watched. And I'm going, and I'm going back because I talked to my sister-in-law, who is a huge Doctor Who fan.
Cool.
And so she was. I had some that I had recorded on the DVR, just kind of in random order.
Oh. From
But
Chris Carpenter's
Chris's list of stuff that I needed to watch. Oh,
Cool.
and actually, one of them is just I was watching, and it was like, okay, I got to go to bed. I can't stay up anymore. And the next episode, like the continuation of it, was coming up after it, so I recorded it. I finally finished watching that, and that was the Family of Blood episode.
I remember that on the list.
That
from Chris.
Yeah, that was crazy good. That's one of the best science fiction shows I've ever seen.
Cool.
Yeah, it was that good, that well done. And it featured David Tennant just really showing his acting chops. I mean, because at that
Is he the Shakespearean guy, or who is the?
I don't know. I don't know if he was. He's the one who plays Kilgrave on Jessica Jones.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
He was the doctor in that episode, and the doctor is being chased by the Family of Blood. It's 4 aliens that are chasing him. They need to consume the Time Lord. They need to consume life forces to
live?
extend their life.
Oh, like vampires.
Yeah, and they want to consume him, and they'll get much more out of it rather than just a human.
Yeah.
So they're chasing him, and he takes his essence and puts it into a watch. So that leaves him human.
Oh, and
So
very
they
vulnerable.
can't find him because they're trying to sense the Time Lord, and he's a human now. So he becomes the headmaster, or not a headmaster, but he was a teacher at this school in the English countryside, right around the turn of the century, in 1900. Because
Cool.
I actually know it was 1910s, because they were talking saying, "Oh, something's coming," and they were talking about World War One. He's human. He thinks he has no memory of being the Time Lord, and he meets somebody at the school, a lady at the school. He falls in love,
Whoa.
and so he has to give that up
To go back to being
to
Doctor
go back
Who.
to being the Doctor,
Wow.
and he does not want to,
Oh,
and he doesn't want to. He does, as the way he looks at it, I have to kill myself to become this person, and I don't want to be this person. So
wow. That's like Superman, right? And Superman 2, is that when he
Yeah.
gives up his powers?
yeah,
Wow.
and it's David Tennant was brilliant in that episode.
Awesome.
It was really, really good.
Family of Blood, it's called.
And
Two-parter or one?
Yeah, two-parter.
Nice.
And the I don't know who the kid was with the 4 aliens. It was they referred to themselves as mother of mine, father of mine, brother of mine. So there was a young boy, a young girl, and then 2 older humans that they had basically consumed, and they became that person.
Wow.
And that whenever they talked to each other, it was
They spoke to each other that way?
and it said, "Father of mine, go do this," or "Mother of mine, go do this."
The walls fell.
No,
no.
But the young guy who did it, I've never seen him in anything else, but he was so creepy and fun at this. I mean, he was over the top creepy in this because he just had an alien bearing about himself.
Nice.
And it was and they would when they were looking for the doctor, they would sniff every once in a while.
That's how they could detect
Like
him?
I guess. I mean,
That doctor stink.
Yeah, he had the doctor stink. Yeah, but he would kick his head to the side and like do this weird-eyed glare and then sniff, and it's just like so creepy, so creepy.
It's because he wears high karate.
Exactly, the doctor.
Drakkar Noir, so he stinks for just millennium.
Brute by Fabergé.
Brute.
Well, I watched that episode, then I watched Blink, which is the Weeping Angel episode.
Okay.
And that was one that Chris had told me that I needed to watch. And it was David Tennant, and it was off the charts. Awesome. Because the Weeping Angels are statues. Well, they look like statues. They're not. They're aliens. But they cannot move if someone's looking at them.
Oh.
So they would cover their eyes. So the statue looks like it's a weeping angel is covering his eyes. But when you look away, they can move towards you.
Like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
Basically, yeah.
Amazing.
Except they kill you.
Ooh.
And the way they killed you is they threw you back in time.
Oh.
You go back in time, you're dead.
Yeah.
To them, right there in that moment. You have to live out your life. But you're dead in that moment.
Wow.
And it actually became this huge roundabout time travel thing to where the clues had to be given to somebody else by the doctor, and then that person that the doctor gave the clues to gave the clues to the doctor before it was.
Whoa.
Yeah,
what a bender.
it was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And are these what I really appreciated about last week's episode, and I want to thank Chris Carpenter. Excellent,
yes.
Excellent analysis of Doctor Who. I really able to plug in really easy. Are these the ones you watched? Are they sort of the ones you can just get into without having that prior knowledge?
Yes, yeah. Those you can kind of jump into. But actually, Family of Blood almost kind of explains what the Doctor is. Like, he's a Time Lord. He's different.
So
So
sort of an origin
explains
story.
a little bit, yeah.
Somewhat, or his powers, I guess.
Yeah.
That's great.
And but then I was, like I said, my sister-in-law is a big Doctor Who fan, so I was talking to her, and she was saying you really need to go back and start at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I went on Netflix and I watched the first one, Rose, and the second one called The End of the World.
Cool.
Rose, the first episode, the Doctor finds his new companion, who is.
That's the one I saw because when you had mentioned it, I remember. Oh, Rose, right? Because she's like kind of blondish hair.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get away from. Who were those? Was the Cybermen that they were trying to get away from?
In that
Rose,
first
episode?
No, it was. No, they didn't introduce the Cybermen until later.
But these like kind of robotic type things kept like coming
mannequins. It was mannequins. Yeah, they were living plastic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure.
That was creepy.
That was a crazy episode.
Right there. Yeah. But then the End of the World is like her first real adventure as a companion.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, okay, where do you want to go? Let's we can go to the past, we can go to the future. He's like, how about this? We go to supposed to be the year 5 million.
Ooh.
It's actually literally the end of the world when the sun goes supernova.
Wow.
So people have they've built a protected
raft.
Space station.
Cool.
Right at the Earth, so that people that have loads and loads of money can gather and watch the end of the world. And you get introduced to Lady Clarissa, I think her name was. She's the last human.
Wow.
But she's not really a human anymore. She's had so many surgeries. She is a frame. And you may have seen, there was somebody at Heroes Con last year that did a cosplay as the last human.
Oh, really?
It's basically like a frame with a stretched out piece of skin with 2 eyes and a mouth right in the center.
Wow.
And she's always going, moisturize me. I'm drying out. Moisturize me. So yeah, but it was for Rose. At first it was like, hey, this is cool. But then because they show up and they didn't really know what they're dropping into. But the Doctor's used to that, so he just he's got
Screwdriver?
no, it's paper. I forget now what he calls it. It's like psycho paper or something like that can show it when he shows it to someone. It shows them whatever they need to see to go, oh, okay, come on in.
Oh, wow.
So it like he shows up and this guy's going, what are you doing here? Guests aren't supposed to be here yet. So he shows it to him, and to the guy who sees it, it's like, it's a ticket.
Key. Yeah,
or whatever.
Ticket. Yeah.
And so now he accepts him as whatever. Or if he's when he's supposed to be the professor at the school, that's his paper.
It's his Vita or something.
Yeah, his credentials or whatever.
Or his professor card.
Exactly, yeah, because you all get them. So,
Yeah.
but, he's used to that stuff. He shows him the paper, and then the other guests start getting there. And there's, other than Lady Clarissa, the last human, which is not human, everybody else is completely alien. So she starts to kind of freak out and realize, okay, everybody that I ever knew is dead. And my world is getting ready to explode. And so she starts to kind of freak out a little bit. And so I think she kind of went to go talk to Clarissa just to have some type of human contact, but then realizes that she's so far detached, she's not even really human anymore.
Oh, wow.
And she ends up calling her, she tells her, you call yourself that, but you're not human anymore. You're a bitchy trampoline. I was like, that is awesome. That's the best line. So.
Oh man. All right. I promise I'll start. I'm going to try this. I really, because I've never had context for Doctor Who, and it's just, it's nice to be able to have. So I'll have lots of questions next week.
Yeah. And we'll and that's the thing. I've started at the beginning and going through, because the reason it really made me go, okay, I really need to do this is, I told my sister-in-law that I'd recorded the Christmas special, and it has River Song in it. And apparently, she wouldn't tell me, but she's like, you need to know her story.
Oh.
Because
in order for that episode to really make total sense.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want to jump into it and really not know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to do this anyway. So, and Christopher Eccleston was the first season Doctor. Mm-hmm. He's really good. I like him. Cool. I still think David Tennant is probably my favorite because he's really, really good.
And this you said is Kilgrave? Is that the same guy?
Same guy who plays Kilgrave.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's great. So
yeah, he's very good. So so that'll be kind of like a ongoing thing as the Doctor Who count as we go. So,
awesome.
But other things that happened this week, Star Wars became the first movie to cross $800 million in the domestic box office.
Wow. Did it open in China yet?
It did, but it didn't do as well as they were expecting.
Oh, wow.
So it probably won't pass, was it Avatar that's the
I thought it passed Avatar.
Domestically, but not
globally.
Gotcha.
But it took Avatar like almost a year to reach that.
Exactly.
Right? So Star Wars has been open for a month.
Exactly.
Right? A month and a half.
So I don't know. It may it may still catch up with it. I don't know.
Okay.
But it didn't open as big in China as they were expecting.
Wow.
So
okay. Probably because it's been pirated so many times.
Probably, because Avatar opened at the same time in China,
domestically and in China, the second month.
So I don't know why they waited this long to do it, but it probably has been pirated so many times. People have already seen it, so why go to the theater and watch it? So
right.
But something I saw today: 2 men dressed as Deadpool tried to steal an ATM in Brevard County, Florida.
Oh my God, we drove through Brevard County down to Disney cruise. Yeah. Oh man. All right, I don't.
So,
it had that look to it.
Did you have a Deadpool outfit?
No, I tried to pull it off with Booster Gold. But they
these guys were not exactly brain surgeons. They broke a window. They got to the ATM, but they couldn't get it out of the building, so they went back out the window. And took off in a truck.
Were they caught or
not yet? But one of them took a hood off.
Oh,
so they've got a good picture. Yes, not exactly brain surgeons.
Yeah, not close.
And Think Geek has released several Star Wars themed dinner sets. Ooh. Each set has one plate, which has like a little design on it.
Yep.
One placemat, with the design to go along with it. And then the flatware is all lightsaber hilts.
Awesome.
So you've got the fork. The fork is Luke's lightsaber.
Cool.
The spoon is Yoda's, and the knife is Vader's.
Awesome.
So I think it's
the Fork Awakens.
Exactly.
Is a fantastic name for that.
That's genius marketing. You guys can have that. That's our gift to you. That's genius. And also, id Software is working on a reboot of Doom.
Awesome. I was going to say Makers of Doom.
Makers of Doom.
That's
exactly.
great.
They are making a reboot. Not because they released Doom 3 probably
like 8 or 9 years ago.
Probably. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, because
it's been a while.
It had some success. I don't think it killed like they were intending.
No, but this is a full-on reboot. So you have the all the original villains. You've got the chainsaw. You've got the BFG 9000.
Yeah,
the whole deal.
The Gatling gun.
Yeah. Yes. And Gaming Informer played it, and it sounds like it's just old school goodness.
That's awesome.
And they were talking about how what you've learned for first person shooters in the last decade, throw it out the window.
Going back to old school.
There's no like if you can't reload. If you want to continue to shoot this thing, you better find ammo.
Good.
There's no little cartridges, clips, or anything.
Yeah, like mysteriously appearing.
You don't hide behind something and let your health build back up. It doesn't work that way. That's the way, and that's the way Doom was. And it scared the living crap out of you.
Oh, such a good game.
Yeah,
such a good game.
Yes, I'm interested to see that. I'm not sure when it'll be out, but
cool.
I'll be all over that.
We'll get
one,
it.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is now the year of our money leaving our pockets.
Yeah, exactly. So might as well
just
put this on the list.
Yeah.
And they are speaking of money leaving our pockets, they're releasing a Batman versus Superman Rock'em Sock'em robot set.
Oh my God, we gotta do an unboxing of that and have a tournament.
Unboxing, get it?
Sorry, I didn't for a second. I was like, what?
What? What are you talking about? Actually, that was brought to my attention by my daughter. She posted it on my page. She was like, "How bad do you want this?"
Hint, Dad, hint.
Yeah. No, she knows I want it. So. Yeah. And other sad news: Heroes Reborn was canceled by NBC.
Are you sad?
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
so.
me neither.
Well, actually, I think that was kind of the plan. Was just for the 1 year, and kind of if we come up with something, we might go a little farther. But they just.
I mean, is this the sign of things to come with Heroes, you think, or it has to be licensed Heroes? Because they're sort of made up characters,
That was
right?
the thing, yeah. And
more generic.
I think the way they did it, I think the reason the original series kind of fell off a little bit is because they tried to change. They didn't change all of them, but they changed out the group of heroes a good bit.
Oh, like the core group of
that
were popular.
So the first season had a certain group, and the second season there was only like 2 or 3 of those people left, and they brought in all new ones. And you don't get a sense of continuation with it.
Right.
And then they had 4 years of the original series. 1 really good year, then 2 was mediocre, and 3 and 4 were just crap.
Yeah.
So at that point, pulling it back from that with this new series was going to be difficult. So if it was part of their plan to just do 1 year, then cool, that's fine. But they were using words like canceled, so it's not.
It doesn't sound like we're doing a one shot.
Exactly.
Much nicer way of
saying. That sounds
like
yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe they had plans and it stopped.
And they just said, nah, never mind. Yeah. So, but moving right into our movie and TV news with that.
Yeah.
From the world of Daredevil, apparently Frank Miller doesn't like the new take on Elektra.
Ooh. What's his problem with it?
It's not his.
Oh.
It seemed that way. At the Brazil Comic-Con event, which I'm not sure exactly when that was. I thought that was a while ago. But this is apparently just coming out now. He was asked about Daredevil, and he said that he hadn't watched it at all. And that's his character that he needs. I mean, that he's known for recreating.
Brought it
basically.
back from
the dead.
Yeah.
And then he created Elektra.
Mm-hmm.
But so he was asked about Elektra, and he said they can call it whatever you want, but it will not be the real Elektra.
Ooh,
so
it's cold.
So he hasn't even. But that's the thing. He hasn't even looked at it. He's not like, hey, I've watched it and I don't like what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't like it because it's not mine.
That's what my daughter says before I even like give her any sort of broccoli or anything. So, and she doesn't have a frame of reference. So, sorry, Frank. Yeah. Just watch the show and then you can
exactly. Yeah. If you watch the show,
it's not mine. Yeah. I don't like this part or that part. That's my criticism. But hey, at least the character I'm involved with it exists.
And pretty much season 1. A big part is his work, his run on Daredevil.
Was it Daredevil Reborn, or what was it just his run?
His run
in the original series.
He almost did like a year 1 thing, like he did with Batman, and that's where you first saw that black outfit with the head
hood or whatever.
The headscarf look that he had in the show.
Right.
So they obviously borrowed heavily from that. So I don't know. It was a little disappointing, but I mean, to hear him say something like that, you'd think he would be a little more supportive of something like that. But hey, he's Frank Miller; he can do what he wants.
Yeah, especially with Dark Knight 3 coming out. I mean, he's sort of having a little bit of a third moment.
At some point, he said the same thing about the Batman, the Nolan series, that is obviously very
Dark Knight.
Pulled from his work. Mm-hmm. But he said he hasn't watched it; he doesn't want to watch it. So,
all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's got Golden Girls reruns to catch up on.
There you go. Yeah,
he's busy in the '80s. So.
I love those Golden Girls.
Oh, Rose.
But another Miller, George Miller, has said that he's done making Mad Max films.
Yeah,
because they take too damn long.
How long did it take to do Fury Road?
It was, I think it was close to a year, maybe a little more, because they just couldn't shoot all the time that they wanted to. Because it's they're out in the desert. Then all of a sudden it's raining for like 4 weeks straight.
And it's not a dry, barren wasteland.
Yeah, and you can't, I mean, it's so far out of the way. It's not like you could just jump in a car and drive 2 hours and you're back home.
Right.
It's, 16-hour flight from anywhere.
Because then, like, all of a sudden Burning Man people show up and you're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, but he says he doesn't want to do it anymore. But he's not opposed to somebody else doing it.
Yeah, and he can play another role. I mean, but like, is he the director or is he the producer?
I think both.
He's both.
He's the director. He's the guy who came up with it from Mad Max
back in the
Road
day.
Warrior. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, maybe he can have a different voice, different vision, sort of come in as director, and he can be producer, which is a lot easier, I think, than
and
the day to day.
So as long as he's not opposed to somebody else doing it, then we can still get him.
Well, how many was this? Is this the fourth Mad Max?
This will be the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had Mad Max, then Road Warriors, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and then this one. Yeah. So,
I still haven't seen it.
I haven't either, actually. Yeah. But what I saw, it's
incredible.
Yeah, it's Mad Max. It's crazy, over the top. The other thing that always gets me is the way the audio sounds.
What do you mean?
It's obviously an overdub situation where it's not live sound.
Okay.
It's recorded in a studio, and it just sounds. It has a different sound to it, and it just it's the same kind of sound as Hong Kong films have, because they don't record the sound on the set. They don't record any sound at all. They dub it later.
Oh, wow.
That's why you have the weird sound effects.
Oh, that are sort of set, like things that sound over exaggerated.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what it sounds like to me. And they may be the way they did what they originally did the production on Mad Max, and that's just what it's always the style that he has.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing to me. It feels like a Hong Kong film.
Interesting.
Which is cool because I love it.
Yeah, right. Hong Kong is great action.
Yeah. So, but the X-Files has launched a new viral site for the new X-Files
it goes
show.
On with the new trailer?
Yeah, actually, the new trailer came out today, but the viral site launched earlier this week.
Oh, cool.
And when you go there, it has a 1-minute video that details Fox Mulder's life and serves as a way to get new viewers everything they need to watch, to get into the new series. basically you go there and this video starts playing and it says, I grew up, my sister was abducted, so it started my fascination with finding out the truth of what's going on out there and aliens, and then I worked on the X-Files for this amount of time, and then they shut it down. So it basically kind of encapsulates everything, and he says, they shut down the X-Files, but my obsession is still going strong.
Yeah.
And then today we've got a trailer that actually shows like a alien ship crash.
And it looked all 50s looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is like a flashback or it's a dream he has or something.
It's true. Or it actually happens.
Yeah, it could actually happen. Right. Yeah. So you never know. I mean, it's the X-Files. So, and you got a shot just the back of his head, but we see the smoking man.
Yeah, we did, and he was not like, I need you guys in the headquarters.
He's not using the voice box, or
the vape pen for that matter. We didn't see him steaming.
If he's vaping, oh good lord, that'd be horrible.
That'd be a horrible evolution.
It'd be the worst. Yeah. But he's calling somebody and says, we have a problem. They've reopened the X-Files.
Yeah.
So, and it shows the trailer. It shows Mulder going into their old office, and like, I want to believe poster
right
is like laying in the floor, like nobody's
just been abandoned and
nobody's been in the office for 20 years. So yeah, and what was their boss's name? Was it Skinner?
No, I think that was the principal in Simpsons. I don't remember.
Different. Whoever their boss was at the FBI, he was with them going in that office.
Cool.
So I don't
have
know.
a lot of the original team, and this is a 6-episode series or miniseries. What are they?
I think they're calling it a miniseries.
Cool.
So
let's see. Hope it does well, and we'll get more.
Yeah, I figure we will, because it's kind of, it has a younger crew as well.
Cool.
Robbie Amell is one of them.
Oh, nice.
So that may be kind of a torch passing on to somebody else.
From Mulder to Robbie Amell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another female as well. So it may be like a new team that kind of goes after the stuff.
That'd be great. I'd love fresh new sort of thing, and then and always have that harkening back, keep the geeks satisfied.
Yep, exactly. You better keep the geeks satisfied.
The super fans.
That's right. So, but Star Wars Rebels. Have you watched the first season, or
I was going to
catching up?
I was going to give you a sort of a synopsis of my Disney cruise experience.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But part of that part of that was I binge watched Rebels. Just boom, just went through it. And I don't know if it was like in every episode there. It was just sort of a list of episodes. And
just watched everything.
What a great show! So much better than Clone Wars.
Oh wow,
I would say. And it's that sort of in between. I guess Revenge of the Sith and then New Hope.
Yeah.
So it's great. I don't know. I just seeing a lot of these characters. I don't know where they are in the greater context because I've never heard of them before.
Yeah, because they're all new. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a character that we do know that will show up this season on Rebels, Princess Leia.
Ooh.
But at this point,
she'll be very young.
She's very young, and she's still part of the Empire, essentially.
Right.
Because she hasn't come until A New Hope. They might have suspected, but they didn't, flat out know that she was a rebel.
Right.
So she's still operating inside the confines of the Empire.
Cool.
But still trying to help the Resistance.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, she's going to show up at least one episode, probably more. But she's sent by her father, Bail Organa, to wherever they're at. It's one certain planet that they're based on.
I knew this.
Starts with an L. Maybe.
Oh, I'm forgetting now.
Yeah,
what that was. I the time that I had that I was not caring for screaming children or watching Pirate Night. Yeah. But I'm interested to watch more of it. But I don't have Disney XD. So that was the thing, is that you need to have that channel.
Yeah, you have to have that. So, and I don't think it's on any streaming service yet.
Just Clone Wars.
Yeah, Disney's kind of tight on that.
They're creeping it out.
Yeah. But we got word that Marvel has confirmed that Ryan Coogler, who directed Creed, will be directing Black Panther.
Awesome.
So coming off of a huge hit this year.
Right. I couldn't believe how well Creed's doing.
Yeah.
And it's up for Academy nomination. Isn't that true?
Yeah, I think so.
They announced those earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars is on that list.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a few, I think, visual effects.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
But I'd heard it had come up a few times, Star Wars. Yeah. Which I thought it was out of the running because they didn't give a screening.
Yeah, they didn't give any screening. So
I guess you can't avoid the giant.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, they have confirmed that he will be directing Black Panther.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a heck of a pickup. But I also, from the world of Marvel, kind of, Spock's, but whatever, Gambit will start filming in New Orleans in March.
Awesome.
So it was supposed to release, I think, in November, so they're probably going to push that back.
Maybe early next year.
Yeah. But just the fact that we've got a start date. And a lot of people were saying that if you look at Channing Tatum from the Golden Globes the other night, that his hair
is a little redder or brown.
It's more of the length of it. It's got that flip over kind of flop. His so they're saying he's growing his hair out to get ready to start
gamblet.
Filming. In a gamblet, yes.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of the Golden Globes, The Martian won the Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
Perfect. Exactly what we were hoping for. Was there music in that?
No music. Well, okay. There was music playing when he was on Mars. The people that went on the mission got to bring their own stuff. So when he's trapped there, he's left like going through their stuff that they brought, and one of them is a disco nut. Oh. So that's the thing. He keeps having to listen to disco music or nothing at all. So, which is a hard choice. But yeah, I don't know why it got dropped into that category. It does have some funny moments, but it's not a comedy. And there is some music, but it's not a musical.
That's a weird musical or comedy. They don't have enough films to fit those separate genres.
Maybe they wanted to. I'm more just confused. Okay, maybe they wanted to get it into running for something, but there'd be too much
dramas or
too many dramas or I don't know. It's weird, but hey, it won. So
it's a great story. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. And it's up for a lot of Oscar things as well.
I'm sure it is.
A few categories.
Yeah. So
best adapted screenplay, I think it's up for.
Okay.
Which would make perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay. But hey, what do I know? It won, so
yes. And then Matt Damon took something home too, huh?
Did he win the?
Well, he got a best performance by an actor in a motion picture.
He did. Drama. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that now. See, I wrote it. You'd think I'd know it. He won best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or drama,
which is a whole different category.
Exactly. So I don't get it. I don't know.
I can't wait for motion picture, musical, or porn, which is a whole other area.
Yeah. So but like they said on Modern Family one time, you win an Oscar, you buy a Golden Globe. And that's coming from a show who's won them. So
yeah.
But from the world of Thor Ragnarok, Kate Blanchett is being pursued for a role as a villain in Thor.
Cool. Enchantress?
So that's the thing. It could be. My thought would be it would be the Enchantress or Hela, the Norse goddess of dead.
Hela.
It'd be hella awesome.
Hella fresh. So Californian attendance will be high.
Yeah, and apparently Mark Ruffalo is he wants her in the movie so bad. He's like, okay, make this happen. We need to make this happen.
Really? Does Mark Ruffalo have a pull like that? I mean, he's working on being the credible Hulk right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
pretty credible. So. And from the world of DC, Legends of Tomorrow has released a new clip that shows a barroom brawl with White Canary, Heat Wave, and Captain Cold.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. And they're pushing this hard. Of course, it's next week that it comes on.
Everything comes back next week,
everything
right?
comes back next week. And so they're really pushing it really hard. So
sweet.
But it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm pumped for that show.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah. Executive producer Phil Klemmer says that there's a 100% chance that older and or younger versions of Oliver Queen and Barry Allen will appear on the show.
Awesome.
So I don't think we'll see younger versions. I think we'll see older versions if they go to the future.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll see Rip Hunter in his timeline or his time period. Look at old footage because at some point they're going to explain how he put this team together.
Right. And
so
why.
And why he chose these people instead of the Justice League.
Yeah.
Or I mean, so why would he pick Adam and the Hawks and not go with Barry or Oliver?
Right. Or Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get it done.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's going to be explained at some point.
In the chronoscope, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Watch.
We'll see the hand at the dawn of time.
Oh man.
Yeah. But also for the Flash, Kevin Smith will direct an episode this season.
Yeah, I heard that. That's great.
So that is awesome.
And then people have been rumoring, will Jay and Silent Bob stand out
That's
of
what
Jitters?
I think. Yeah, if I see Jay and Silent Bob outside of Jitters, that'll be awesome.
Selling weed
outside Jitters. Exactly. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And executive producer Adam Kressberg said in an interview that there will be a multiple episode arc for Gorilla Grodd next season.
Cool. Which we saw him go to.
We
Gorilla
saw him
City.
go to Gorilla City. Yeah, on Earth 2.
Right. What's the king of Gorilla City's name again? That was in the Crisis. Solomon. Solivar.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I hope he's there.
That would be
he's
awesome,
the most well-known guy there. So.
And Aaron Douglas, who played the Chief on Battlestar Galactica, has been cast as the Turtle. It's kind of a combination of a Jay Garrick villain that was called the Turtle, and then Turtle Man was a Barry Allen villain who could slow down time.
Oh, cool.
Because that's in the synopsis for the upcoming episode.
Gotcha.
They run into, they say they fight somebody who can slow down time. So it nullifies
Barry.
Yeah, it nullifies his speed. So it sounds like they're using the name from Jay's villain, but the powers of Barry's villain.
Cool.
To combine the two. And then Jeff Johns says that we'll get a hint of the Legion of Superheroes on one of the shows.
It's got to be Legends of Tomorrow.
That's what I would figure.
Legion's in the 30th century, right?
That's what I would figure. It makes sense that it would end up there. But Barry's time traveled too.
Yeah, so you can see him just as well.
Yeah, or
Booster or somebody can come back,
or Cisco could get a vibe.
That's true.
So you never know. I mean, it could happen, but it would make the most sense to be Legends of Tomorrow because we know they're going to be time traveling.
I've seen it's weird, because it's funny that I follow a lot of artists and fan artists and stuff who sort of produce work that's timely and whatnot. I've been seeing a lot of Saturn Girl art lately, and I guess Ray, right? Is Ray from the Legion of Superheroes? The dude who looks like the Rocketeer.
No.
Okay.
He was the main comic timeline. Yeah, he didn't come from the future. He was,
okay.
Yeah, he was actually here. I think he came about in the early 90s. Okay. They came out with him, but he was just a young guy who got powers.
Gotcha.
So I don't think he was from Legion.
Because I've been seeing a lot of, I guess I thought he was Legion of Superheroes, but artwork from that, and I'm like, they're kind of low end team, I guess a B-list, C-list type thing.
Yeah.
Why are people making art about it? And that's usually a good indicator of something to come.
Something's coming out. So yeah. So it could be. I don't know. I mean, but for Arrow, the Australian promo for Arrow shows Felicity's mom telling Oliver that the doctors say the damage to her spine is too extensive, and that she'll never walk again.
Oh, so we're going to get an Oracle situation.
But executive producer Wendy Miracle confirmed yesterday or the day before that Felicity will not become Oracle.
Oh.
So either that's a redirection, and that was my first thought. It's like, okay, they're showing you that in the promo. It may just be her mom saying, oh, she's never going to walk again. But then
overreacting.
She ends up, overreacting.
Yeah.
Because she does that. I mean, her mom is kind of that way.
Well, yeah. All moms are.
Exactly, yeah. But, so yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it as like, okay, if they show you that in the promo.
It's a twister.
It's a twister, exactly, yeah. But they show him.
It's a twister. It's a twister.
But they show her talking to her mom talking to Oliver, and then there's a clip of him in the graveyard.
That funeral scene we keep seeing.
Yeah, telling Barry that he's going to kill Dark.
Ooh.
So we know somebody ends up dead. I don't think it's going to be Felicity, but then that remains. Who is it?
Was there anybody else in the car? Who was driving? Just the driver?
It's just a random driver.
Yeah. Okay.
And just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I mean but they have enough people were saying, oh, she's gonna become Oracle. There was enough people saying that for them to come out and go, no, she doesn't. She's not gonna be Oracle. So I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yeah,
we're excited. It's next week.
Exactly. Yeah, it's next week. So, and then kind of from the same CW DC universe,
yes,
Vixen, her live action counterpart is coming to Arrow soon, but the animated Vixen show has been picked up for a second season on CW Seed.
Oh wow!
Did you ever watch any of those?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. I need to go check them out because I don't think they're very long. I think they're like 15 minutes long.
Okay.
So it's an easy watch.
Well, CW Seed is their service.
That's their
right?
app. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's specifically like an app that you can get on your phone. So.
I have the CW app. I guess it's
Is it
on
not?
there. Yeah, I guess. Let me see if.
I thought it was an app.
Yeah, I have. Let's see, because I can watch Arrow episodes and stuff right on my phone, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, Emma's been doing that on her phone too.
So she's taking full advantage. It's
oh yeah.
Awesome.
As long as she does it at home on the Wi-Fi.
There you go.
We're not hitting the data plan.
That's right.
We're okay. But Kevin Conroy, if you don't know who that is the voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series, the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, Justice League. I think he did a lot of the Justice League series. Probably for about 10, 15 years, he was the voice of Batman on pretty much all the animated stuff.
By the way, you can get Vixen right on the phone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got to navigate to it. CW Seed.
Okay, cool. You
And
just have to find it on the app. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Kevin Conroy tweeted out a picture of him and Mark Hamill
I saw that.
with the caption that says, "I finally caught my favorite villain, Bats Nabs Joker." Obviously the conjecture is that they're working on Batman the Killing Joke, the animated.
Wow.
Because that's being made, and both of them said we're game for it.
Yeah.
Because both of them have kind of moved on from doing the voices for them, but they both have said, okay, that will do.
And what that would be the project they would come back to
Yep.
do together. Well,
Yep.
That's what everybody would love.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Bruce Timm has said that the source material for the Killing Joke is not long enough to make an entire film out of, so they've added more story to it.
Oh. Well, there was a lot of opportunities for backstory. I mean, they went
I think
certain
that's
things.
exactly what it is. Yeah, they've
that's great.
fleshed out some of the backstory that they could add too.
Maybe more Red Hood
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
I mean, that was an incredible part of Killing Joke. If you've not read Killing Joke, you got to pick up
You
the
gotta do it,
deluxe
yeah.
edition.
Yeah, you need to do it.
It's pretty affordable. It's
Yeah, and I cannot wait for this animated. This is going to be awesome.
that's cool.
It's going to be really awesome. And Batman versus Superman. Zack Snyder was on Conan the other night,
Yeah.
and he had a clip to play, and actually part of that clip was also released in a new trailer where Batman essentially tries to hit Superman, like take him out with the Batmobile. That doesn't work that well because he kind of bounces off of it and crashes, and Superman goes over, rips the Batmobile open, and the part that they released as a trailer didn't show this, but the part he showed on Conan did. When Batman stands up, Superman tells him, "The next time you see your light in the sky, ignore it. The bat is dead and buried."
Ooh.
And he starts to walk away, and that's when the line is, "Tell me, do you bleed?" And then he just kind of looks back at him, and then he takes off and flies away. And as he's flying away, Batman says, "You will." So, and from what is being rumored about this. This is Batman, who is a seasoned hero who's spent many years fighting crime and is kind of burnt out, and basically asking him what the point of it is, especially with the death of Robin, and what am I really doing? And he's pretty brutal, and almost to the point to where Batman is close to being the villain here.
Wow. But they painted him as the hero, and Superman were the villains, like at least in previous trailers and things.
That may be the swerve that they're doing in the trailers.
Yep.
Yeah. But he's kind of going through like an existential crisis, and the events in Metropolis are what kind of reinvigorate him and puts Superman in his crosshairs because he blames him. And we all know Batman has an obsessive personality.
A little bit.
So he's a little bit, yeah. So, in the for other news, it's kind of the same thing. But
yeah,
Amber Heard is in talks to join Aquaman as Arthur Curry's love interest.
I saw that at Mira. Yeah,
Yeah.
she'd look like it.
Be perfect.
I
Yeah,
mean, that'd be great.
yeah. So she'll show up in Justice League and then in the Aquaman
Standalone.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've been waiting on the third act to come out from the Superman Batman sort of thing. I have somewhat of a logical theory.
Okay.
I think it might be Ares, because Ares from right, the god of war,
Yeah.
Who's been a big bad for Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Because there's not been any sort of antithesis to Wonder Woman. She sort of shows up, helps them fight Doomsday.
Yeah.
So my theory is that Ares and her had some sort of backstory, got into a fight, and that he released Doomsday, or somehow like sent Doomsday as like a.
Well, they've confirmed that Doomsday is the mutated corpse of Zod.
Oh, really?
That Lex Luthor basically monkeys around with him and then releases him.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like a Bane type
Yeah.
character.
And I read a very in-depth. Supposedly, there's been a secret screening,
Ooh.
and somebody has broken the
Secret?
ironclad do not disclose.
Shut your mouth?
Non-disclosure agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
The shut your mouth agreement. Yeah. I read it, and I'm not going to go into all it says.
Okay.
But and I take everything with a grain of salt.
Sure.
Because I mean, it could easily just be somebody making stuff up. But if what they say happens, I'll be like a little 6-year-old boy.
Ooh.
If it
So
plays
it's
out the way
good.
it's supposed to,
Yeah.
or the way they say it is, it's
Okay.
going to be very, very good.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm really looking for it. And then just the fact I realized it the other day, I was reading that and I was like, holy crap, we're like 2 months away from it.
I know. It seems like
That
it's
is
so
awesome.
far.
Yeah.
Well, we were so far away from Star Wars, and now
Exactly.
now it's gone, or
it's gone.
it's in the rear view mirror. Oh my god!
And this is a big left turn to Riverdale.
You love the Archie world. You like
Yeah.
doesn't get its due.
Yeah. But the live action series that was planned for CW has moved to Fox. No, I'm sorry. It's moved to CW after Fox passed on it,
Wow.
and is being executive produced by Greg Berlanti.
What?
Yeah. Please God, no crossovers.
Okay. There's Berlanti had. I read that there may be the Supergirl Flash.
Oh, they keep talking about that. I don't know
But
if
it's
it'll
come
ever
back.
happen.
I wonder.
Yeah,
I don't know,
if
maybe.
it'll ever happen. I think he just kind of is jerking people's chains, going, "Yeah, it could happen," just to screw with people.
I bet there's probably gonna be an Archie Flash crossover
Before we get a Supergirl crossover.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But Marvel's Most Wanted is a new spin-off of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And it's supposed to be a comedy, right?
I hadn't said that. I hadn't seen that.
I heard. Well, maybe
Is
I
it?
heard this wrong, but I heard Marvel's coming out with a
Oh
comedy.
no, that's a different one.
Oh, okay.
That's a different one. Yeah, Marvel's Most Wanted is a direct spin-off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's going to have Bobby Morse, a.k.a. Mockingbird, and her husband, Hunter.
Awesome.
And they're a really cool group. Both actors are really, really good.
This will be Mockingbird, like who's kind of the Black Canary
Yes.
in Marvel, right?
Yes.
With the staff.
With the staff, exactly, yeah.
Cool.
So that I'm looking forward to seeing that the two of them do really well together. They play off each other really well. So and it's
Awesome.
those characters could be a lot of fun.
You break in the studio
I
here,
know I
Tim.
can't help it. The
The
cathedral of wisdom is being torn
crumbling.
down.
That was a buttress.
But yeah, the other show it's called Damage Control, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
DC's
you
doing
said
kind
about
of the
this.
same thing.
To come in and fix the city after their heroes wreck it.
Yeah, Damage Control is Marvel's, and it's people who come and clean up after them.
Yeah.
DC's version is like an insurance company that insures against that stuff. So it's almost the same thing, but so they've both got a thing going for a TV comedy.
Nice.
Now the DC one is supposed to be like a mixture of The Office, like set in a superhero world.
Nice.
So I guess they're gonna shoot it like a documentary style, like The Office.
Well, I hope we have like a Dwight type character.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But from Gotham, Ben McKenzie has hinted at the Wizard World New Orleans panel that Jerome and some of the other characters that have died on Gotham may be coming back.
Mm.
So again, they may be coming back, or that may be him just jerking people around.
I'm getting tired of this chain jerking here.
I mean, a lot of times anything that's said in a panel, I look at it as like, yeah, it may be just trying to get a pop out of the people there in the hall.
It's the audience for it.
Yeah, and just make them, and Jerome might be coming out, he might be coming back, even though we saw him die pretty brutally.
Yeah, right. That was not like there's no Band-Aid for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it may just be him getting people to yell and scream. But Lucifer, the show from Fox that is the
Right, from Sandman.
yeah, basic, and from the Lucifer series as well.
Right.
They released an interview / clip of the star Tom Ellis, where he basically calls it an interesting redemption story for a most unredeemable character. I'm getting more and more interested in this the more I see about it. It looks really good.
Well, he was awesome in Sandman, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he left hell to go open
And
a bar.
that's
right?
exactly
a piano
what
bar.
this is. Yeah, he's opening a piano bar.
Oh, cool.
And so it looks like
tight continuity then.
Yeah,
That's
it's a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
and this guy, and Tom Ellis is really good at it. He looks like he's having a lot of fun being the devil.
You
So
think that would be a fun character to be?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
exactly, yeah. But again, it's like he said, it's a redemption story for an unredeemable character.
Wow. So if they're going to make us like the devil,
exactly,
or care for him, when all else is
yeah,
against
because
him?
he becomes obsessed with solving a crime, like solving someone's murder. You think the devil, and actually one of the other characters in there actually says, "Why do you care?"
Yeah, right.
And he's trying to hide the fact that he cares, but he does. He wants to find the person who killed them.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I like that because I was wondering where are they going to go with this?
Exactly.
Is it
Yeah, what are you
be
going to
The
do?
launch of a pianist's career.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah. And we talked earlier about Doctor Who, and they have just announced this week there will be a spin-off series
of
Doctor Who called Class that is based around the Coal Hill Secondary School. It will follow students at the school, which has a role in the Doctor Who lore.
Was it that episode you talked about, the countryside, or was that a different?
That may end up being Coal Hill.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to rewatch that episode and see if it was
Now that
called.
we know this,
Yeah, see if that was the name of the school, because it was like an academy.
Okay.
But it may be. But it's several of the companions have worked there, and the Doctor's granddaughter was a student, which I didn't know the Doctor had a granddaughter, so I need to look into that. But and the Doctor actually worked there as a custodian one time. He the current companion is named Clara, and she works there at Coal Hill, like in between times going places with the Doctor, and so she shows up to work one day. The custodian is the Doctor, and he's like, he's John Smith, but people usually call me the Doctor.
Ooh, there you go. That's a biggie.
Yeah, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Yeah.
So that will be a spinoff. I don't know if the Doctor will make regular appearances or whether it'll just be based in the school, or whether even Clara will be part of it.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. It's going to be on BBC America.
Awesome.
So
Wow, so much Doctor Who stuff. So
Yeah.
this is a good time to get into it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
And also on BBC America, they're doing a show based on Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. So Douglas Adams. It's those 2 novels in the series.
Yeah.
It's Douglas Adams, so it's really, really funny.
Yeah.
And there's been at least 2 comic book series based on Dirk Gently's.
Dirk Gently. Interesting.
I'll let you borrow. I've got both of the books. I'll let you borrow it. It's
Cool.
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and then the second book was A Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. It's Douglas Adams, so it's really, really funny stuff.
Oh, I love that.
So, but yeah, the BBC America will be working on that. Okay, yeah, here's this farther down. The shows we were talking about. Powerless is the DC Comics based comedy.
Okay.
It's going to be on.
Powerless.
NBC has ordered a pilot,
Nice.
and it's going to be, like I said, a mixture of The Office set in a superhero universe.
This is NBC. What else does NBC have superhero wise?
Heroes Reborn, but that's
And that
been
was it.
canceled. Yeah.
So they're
Yeah,
so they're
that's
going
it.
for licensed properties
Yeah.
now. Cool.
Yeah. It centers on an insurance company that specializes in insuring and fixing the wreckage left after DC superpower battles. And the title also plays into the series where it's a bunch of regular Joes living in a superhero world.
That's awesome.
So they are powerless. So the Han Solo movie not next year,
Year after.
2 years. No, the year after. This year
Was
in
Rogue-
December is Rogue One.
Rogue One. Yep.
Then episode 8. Then the next year, to be 18,
Then Han Solo.
is the Han Solo movie.
And then the year after that is the last episode.
Episode
yeah.
9, yeah.
And then Boba Fett.
Then Boba Fett, yes.
Yeah.
But the Han Solo movie has narrowed down the list of actors in the running for the title part
Nice.
to about a dozen. In the list, Miles Teller, who was Mr. Fantastic in the
Okay.
Fantastic Four movie.
The latest one or the
yes.
previous one? Okay.
Yes. Let's see. Blake Jenner, who is the husband of Melissa Benoist, Supergirl, is also in the list. And there was somebody else I didn't write down. I've forgotten now. But there's, like I said, there's a list of 12. None are like hugely known. I think probably the biggest
good.
one is Miles Teller. Is the biggest known name. But I agree with you. I think it should be somebody that's not really all that well known.
For Cinema Blend has Dave Franco, who was in Superbad, 21 Jump Street, and a few other things as somebody. Let's see what else here. Oh, this is one of these blogs. You have to click 10 pages.
Oh, I hate that.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was in Kick-Ass, Savages, and Godzilla, and then Avengers. He was, what's his name? I'm making the gesture here. The Quicksilver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. yeah. Miles Teller, as you'd mentioned, right? Definitely, I think he'd be a real good one.
Yeah.
Nick Robinson, who was in Jurassic World, Kings of Summer, Fifth Wave. Chandler Riggs, right?
I don't think he was on the short list.
Well, he's in this people who have auditioned.
Oh, okay.
So I think this might have been the list before the
list before the list.
Rami Malek, who is Night at the Museum, The Master, Twilight Saga, Mr. Robot. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's different than Mr. Baseball. Let's see here what the. Sorry, we're getting hit with the internet here. But I think that might round out your short list there of folks who are being considered.
Yeah, we're still a ways out, but I'm pretty excited about that. And I know it had to be, every guy like 19, 20 years old would have cut their wrist to have that part.
And every agent would cut their wrist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To get their people in that spot. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Star Wars is just printing money.
Yeah.
It's like no other.
Yeah, and we were talking just a few seconds ago about Rogue One coming up. Darth Vader is rumored to be in Rogue One.
Awesome.
I'm
When
sure
is
it
it
won't
set
be a
to-
huge part, but
Yeah.
because that is set right before A New Hope.
Oh, so then yes.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah, right.
It would be perfect. Yeah, he would be, a presence in the Empire.
He'd be a low person, right? Because
Yeah.
he's still.
Yeah, he's moving his way up. That's an interesting thing to look at the original trilogy and look at how his power changed through. Like they're kind of making fun of him in A New Hope. Now he force chokes people,
Right.
but the guy that he didn't actually die this year, but I saw a little while ago that somebody posted. It's one of those like the guy who played Gilligan. Every like year or so, it makes the round. People post
him.
that he died. He died in 2005, but for
Yeah.
some reason,
People still.
somebody will post it and think, oh, he just died, so that people share it and it all runs around. Same thing with this dude. He died a couple years ago. The guy that got force choked.
Oh,
It's basically the only thing he's ever done that would be worth notice.
we still find his lack of faith disturbing.
Exactly. Yeah. Obviously.
That's not the guy, but yes.
So, but
That'd be great to see a new Vader or
Yeah.
like a probably younger, like cleaner helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, but from Supergirl, Laura Vandervoort, her name is so crazy. She played Supergirl on Smallville.
Yeah. I
She
saw
has
this.
been cast on Supergirl as Indigo, who's also known as Brainiac 8.
Oh, is that the female Brainiac
Yes.
from? Was it Legion?
Legion, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
Brainiac 5 was part of Legion.
Right.
And he's like essentially her grandfather.
Oh.
So she's obviously coming back through time.
Wow. So female cyborg.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And they released the synopsis for Bizarro, which is the February 1 episode, confirming that the girl we saw in Lord Technology is Bizarro,
Cool.
which is a twisted version of Supergirl.
That's great.
And an upcoming episode will be a version of a classic Superman story called For the Man Who Has Everything, where Kara will wake up on Krypton with everything, her trip to Earth and everything having been a dream.
Wow.
That's why they cast a teenage Kal-El.
Ah.
It was always weird. It's
'Cause
like,
they're gonna
okay,
be
why
on-
would they cast? Because when she was on Krypton, he was a baby. Why would they cast a teenage Kal-El?
Right.
This is it. So she'll
So he'll have never gone to Earth either.
have never gone to Earth. She won't. She'll be
just
on
have the
Krypton.
memory, and then
Yeah,
solve
probably
that mystery.
it'll be one of those things where it was all an illusion to keep Superman out of commission. They gave him his greatest wish in like a dream world.
oh, cool.
And they pulled they did the same thing in an episode of Batman the Animated Series. They used like a mind control ray to give him his greatest wish,
Which is having his parents.
which having his parents back. But it didn't. It starts to fall apart. Same thing with Superman. The kinks in the story start showing up, and he realizes, okay, this is not real. And then they fight out of it, saying, okay, this might be what I want, but it's not real.
Wow.
So I have to give this up to go back to the real world.
It was all a dream.
Yeah,
We used to read Supergirl magazine.
that's right. Yeah,
Clark
so
Kent and Lois Lane in the limousine. Sorry, we can keep going with that.
yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah, I think it's going to be a good.
Great way to show Krypton and
Yeah,
to have
exactly.
that become
At the
part of
height.
the story,
Yeah.
but using time travel and
Yeah.
dreaming to.
Yeah,
create
we've
those
seen a
sequences.
little bit, like little clips of Krypton, but this will be kind of. I think that'll probably play into how she figures out. It's like, okay, everybody's talking about something drastic is going to happen, but it didn't. So what's going on? How did this not happen?
Yes.
So that'd probably be part of the impetus for her to figure out that it's just a dream.
Cool.
So, but that is our exhaustive movie and TV news
That's great.
list.
Good
There's a
stuff,
lot
though.
of stuff. A lot of stuff. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a spin of the comic rack.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Hi, I'm Louis Black, and I'm a big supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and its mission to cure CF. People ask me, Louis, what's your personal connection to CF anyway? Well, I don't have one. I'm just passionate about finding a cure. Every year, thousands of people participate in Great Stride, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's national walk to raise funds for CF. We spend hours wandering around for no reason. Why not walk to save lives? I'm not asking you to run, because I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do. And actually, I don't do much walking, because after a long day of yelling and screaming about stuff, I have to lie down and rest up for the next day of yelling and screaming. Don't make me yell and scream more than I have to. Just walk with us. As a matter of fact, walk over to your computer right now and visit cff.org and sign up for Great Strides today. You'll make a difference. Support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and help make CF stand for Cure Found.
Hi, my name is Sanford Green, illustrator and artist for Marvel Comics, artist on Deadpool and The Incredible Hulk, X-Men, and you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast podcast. No. I'm looking at the... Sorry.
Just start out. You're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Digicast.
And don't forget Shaq.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Hey, this is Sanford Green, artist over at Marvel Comics, illustrator on Deadpool, and cover artist for Shaft, and you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast.
And we're back on the Ninja Troll Digicast, and apparently I'm being hit with the trivia troll again.
That's right, Timmy D.
Shot to the pills.
I am here to test your extensive knowledge and to test your humanity.
I'm taking time off for Christmas.
Yeah, well, that time is ended.
Be
my
easy
friend.
on me.
Oh, nope. We're going hard. We're going for your the two sensitive spots in the pills. Star Wars and Star Trek.
Okay.
So we got a little balance here. Okay. Heavier on the Star Trek side because I know we're getting close to Beyond.
Oh yeah.
So I know you're excited.
I am.
Okay, so we're going to start off today with Greedo.
Okay.
Okay, we love him.
He didn't shoot first.
That's not my question. I asked him around here.
Oh,
You want to cross my bridge. What race is Greedo?
Oh, I know this. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is going to hurt.
You hang on because you're about to fall off the bridge.
Dang it.
I love this. He's struggling.
You're watching me stew.
He's like, there's like a crease in his forehead right now that looks like the earth is separating.
Oh, dang it.
I have him right now in the intellectual chokehold. He's submitting.
I know this is not right. It's not. Sulliston?
No.
No, dang it.
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
Rodian.
Rodian.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yes.
I'm pissed now.
Yeah, you should be.
I should be, yes.
All right, here we'll redeem you. Okay. What is the model of the Millennium Falcon?
Oh, it's a YT
What's the number?
1300?
Ooh, he does it. Good. Yay. Well done, Timmy. Yes, it is in fact the YT 1300
It's a modified
freighter.
YT 1300. Extremely modified.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I bypassed the compressor. Sorry. That's great. Great scene. Okay, let's shift to Star Trek.
Okay.
All right. On Star Trek The Next Generation.
Okay.
Right. What century was that set in?
The 23rd century.
No.
No, it was the 24th.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very
'Cause
good.
The original series was the 23rd.
Yes.
Poop.
Good. Okay. Mr. Sulu.
Yeah.
All right, we love him.
We do, yes.
What's his first name?
Hikaru.
Well done. Good. Yay, Timmy D. Yay. Okay. He was at a certain point in the sort of storyline promoted to captain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What ship did he command?
The Excelsior.
Brilliant. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Now let's go back in time a little bit with
Oh.
Mr. Sulu. Before becoming the helmsman of the Enterprise, right? What area did Sulu serve first?
Botany.
It's incorrect. Astroscience.
Astroscience. That's right.
And you can check Memory Alpha if you want to confirm.
Yeah, he was because he was, but his hobby was botany.
Okay.
That's the reason I remember that he was hanging out in the botany lab, during the Man Trap. Actually, the first episode that ever aired, one of the plants freaked out. It was kind of like a Venus flytrap.
Okay.
And because the alien walked by it, it freaked out.
Oh.
And that's why they kind of knew
was the
something was
indicator.
going on. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last few here.
Okay.
So besides Lieutenant Uhura, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the other female officer in the original series?
Well, there was a couple. There was Yeoman Rand.
That's correct.
There was Nurse Chapel. If you count the original pilot, there was number 1. The first officer on the original pilot was a
Pike.
female. It was a female, yeah.
All right. I had Janice Rand, so apparently this question is self-destructing here. as we go. Yeah. All right. So it was Janice Rand.
Yes.
Was the right answer. So you're good. You
Yeah.
gave us more than we needed, like always. And who played her on that series? The actor.
Grace Whitney?
Ooh, very nice.
Yes.
Yay, Timmy D. All right.
Yes.
The chasm in his forehead is closing.
It's closed up.
Okay. So you've survived the troll bridge,
Yes.
Timmy D. But Greedo shot you first, man.
Yeah, that bastard.
Let's
That
spin
bastard.
your comic
All
rack.
right, let's spin the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, first thing in the comic rack this week, Marvel has released 2 teasers this week. Just teaser graphics. One, white words on a black background that say, Dead No More.
Ooh.
And the other one, just released yesterday, it's a yellow and black background, and the words say, Best beware my sting.
Is that a Janet Dine?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think she hasn't been seen since Secret Wars,
Okay.
or maybe even before then. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I don't know if she was considered dead or not. Or if it's yellow, what about Wolverine?
Yeah, but why would Wolverine sting?
Yeah, the sting doesn't go into that.
Yeah. A yellow jacket, maybe?
Maybe Yellow Jacket.
Could be. I'm trying to think, like, who's the stinger? Right, Scorpion wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then Dead No More is black and white? Punisher?
I don't know, but he's not considered dead, I don't think. And his, I mean,
Well, the one that Punisher,
yeah,
right? They one
shot
killed
each
the
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and speaking of now, Secret Wars 9 is finally out, so I can read them all. I've just been waiting on the ninth one,
I
so
know. Unbelievable.
so I'll read the whole run and see what happens.
But they've been saying that has a connection to the Fantastic Four about what's going to happen to them. That's what the
Oh yeah, I did see the synopsis of it says you'll finally find out what happens to the final Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the fate of them, I guess.
The fate of them, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's cool. It'll be interesting to see what those are.
Yeah, well, kind of keep an eye on it and see if they release more or whether they're just going to reveal what they're talking about. But also, in Civil War II, Marvel Comics plans to kill off what is being described as a major Marvel superhero. The series will pit Iron Man against Captain Marvel, both with teams of Avengers flanking them. I think they're making it Captain Marvel to lead into her movie, to kind of boost her up before her movie comes out.
Cool.
But a new character will come to the attention of the world who can calculate the outcome of future events with great accuracy. This divides the heroes over how to best capitalize on this information. Captain Marvel sides with the side that says profiling the future crimes and attacking before they happen is the right course.
Minority Report.
And exactly, yeah. And Iron Man says that punishment can't come before the crime. So there's your split there.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, it's a good story. A good story idea. I like that. So I'm looking forward to this and see. I believe Brian Michael Bendis is writing it. So
that's your dude.
That's gonna be awesome. So,
cool.
Now, in the new series, Deadpool and the Mercs for Money,
Love that title.
which has Wade Wilson assembling a team of similarly
Scurrilous?
That's not a word, is it? Scurrilous?
It is today.
Unscrupulous, I think would be the best one. Mercs to help him handle the many jobs that keep piling up on his plate. In a variant cover for number 1, Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld has actually drawn himself into the team.
Awesome.
Complete with huge shoulder pads,
mega guns,
gigantic gun, and pouches on top of pouches on top of pouches.
I love the thigh ammo belt. That needs to come back more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's drawn himself in just grinning like crazy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's pretty nuts. But also, the digital series Adventures of Supergirl has announced some of the artistic team that will be working on the bi-weekly series. Sterling Gates will be the writer, with a revolving artistic team including Bengal, John Boy Myers, Emmanuel Lupacino, Emma Vaselli, and cover artist Kat Stagg. The first issue will be out January 25th and will be collected in print later in 2016.
Nice.
So it sounds like you're going to do just a trade paperback, because the Arrow and Flash thing, it was like a couple weeks down the line they would put out like a single issue.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this is just going to be a trade paperback.
Cool.
Farther down the line. So
Yeah, I became interested in those, and I want them bundled. I'm going back to bundles.
yeah. I don't blame you. It's easier that way. So
I tell you what.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Marvel Comics is launching a new ongoing series in their Star Wars lineup based on the best pilot in the galaxy, Poe Dameron.
Awesome.
Yeah, should be pretty good.
They got to expand on him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it will feature writer Charles Soule and artist Phil Noto. The first issue ships in April of 2016.
Phil Noto's work is unbelievably great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that should be good. And the most recent issue of Catwoman, Selena Kyle dyed her hair blonde instead of her trademark dark hair. The funny thing about it was she asked a friend how she looks, and the friend responds like Michelle Pfeiffer, who played Catwoman in Batman Returns.
Right.
So it's kind of like a little meta reference in the book.
Is she gonna sew it herself, the costume?
No, I hope not. No. So the deal is, she's basically all the cops in town are after her right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, okay, I can't go around looking like I usually look, so we got to change it.
That makes sense.
So
okay.
yeah, I don't think it'll last. I think it's just something that she's doing to get the heat off a little bit. So, but the comics that are out this week, Batman 66 meets the Man from U.N.C.L.E. number 2, Batman and Robin Eternal number 15, Batman and Superman number 28, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2, which is a very good series. I like the what
so
they're
many
doing.
crossovers.
Yeah, exactly. A Catwoman number 48, Constantine the Hellblazer number 8, Earth 2 Society number 8, Gotham Academy number 14, Green Lantern Corps Edge of Oblivion number 1, Legend of Wonder Woman number 1, New Suicide Squad number 16, Red Hood Arsenal number 8, Robin War number 2, Starfire number 8, Superman American Alien number 3, Fables the
Image series.
yeah. Wait a minute, is that in the wrong order? No, that's Fables: The Wolf Among Us, number 13. Unless they had that in the wrong list. That's a DC series. I don't know. I'm just writing them down. Lucifer number 1 special edition is actually being reprinted. They're reprinting the first issue of the hit series for just $1.
That is a deal.
That is a very good deal.
Rather than $4.
Yeah. New Romancer number 2 is out this week. Slash and Burn number 3. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Trinity hardcover. Have you ever read the Trinity story?
No.
That's pretty good. It's like the retelling of the first time they teamed up together.
Team up?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Then from Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1, All New, All Different Avengers number 3, All New Hawkeye number 3, All New Wolverine number 4, All New X-Men number 3, Black Knight number 3, Captain America Sam Wilson number 5, Darth Vader number 15, Extraordinary X-Men number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy number 4, Hercules number 2, Illuminati number 3, Mighty Thor number 3, Red Wolf number 2, Scarlet Witch number 2, Secret Wars number 9, yay, finally, Silk number 3, Squadron Supreme number 3, Uncanny Avengers number 4, Web Warriors number 3. Then from Image, Birthright number 13, Black Jack Ketchum number 2, Citizen Jack number 3, Codename Babushka, Conclave of Death number 4. I just like saying Babushka. Descender number 9, Egos number 9, Faster Than Light number 5, From Under Mountains number 4, Hook number 3, and Walking Dead number 150, which is awesome.
Right? Yeah,
I've read it, and
that's good.
It actually pulls something from the TV series into the comics.
Wow, which doesn't happen.
It's doing exactly, which doesn't happen usually.
Wow,
and it's a big deal.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a cool story.
Is Walking Dead re-premiere this Sunday?
No, it's
the following Sunday.
No, Valentine's Day.
Ooh,
yeah, because nothing says love like zombies.
Like taking your heart out of your chest and eating it.
That's right.
Will we have an in-between thing? Is there like a Fear of the Walking Dead?
Fear of the Walking
on?
Dead. I don't know if it's. It may be after. Yeah, it's in between the seasons.
Oh, so it'll be after.
So, yeah.
I guess in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when that one falls. So, and the Darth Vader number 15 that's out this week is part of the Vader Down.
Is it the completion of that crossover?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it'll be the last issue because, yeah, Star Wars 15 is the next part, and then Darth Vader 15 will be the end of it. It's been really good.
I took with me on vacation the first 10 issues that they bundled up.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Jason
really
Aaron
good.
is killing it.
Really good.
I mean, I love how it's like secret, sneak in, and then action erupts, and then it's like people almost die. And I love how much I love seeing Luke like really just suck at being Luke.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not powerful.
Learning. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And he fails quite often.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But he did fight Boba Fett blind.
He did. I know.
And got out of there.
Yeah, and on Tatooine in Kenobi's house. Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's him bumbling around, but you can still kind of see he's got
the heart.
He's got the heart, and he does have the ability.
Yeah.
So
he reminds himself that he's a farm boy. Shooting swamp rats.
Exactly. Yeah. It's T-16.
Yeah.
So that is our spin of the comic rack. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to, in our Exploring the Multiverse segment, we're going to have the best crisis stories so far.
Yes.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Come and play with us.
Evil spirits. Can't hurt you here. You're safe. The Ninja Troll Digicast.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast, and we're going to take a look at some of the stuff that's coming up for us in the near future. Actually, right now, the opening reception was last night.
It was awesome.
For the Pencils and Pixels art show here at Queen's University of Charlotte, where we record the show, which is actually the Cathedral of Wisdom. But it's how many artists do we have total?
20
artists.
Yeah.
We got over 100 pieces.
100 pieces of art.
Yeah, that's a lot. We hung them all, so that was it was quite a few.
Yeah. And we had so in our show we have Andy Smith, Bud Root, Rico Renzi, and then a bunch of folks. Those are our professional guys.
Yeah.
But then we have like Henry Udi, who's a creative loafing illustrator. Brandon Paget, Herc Pitsamas. Tim Dixon, right, did his Kapow comic art, which everybody was just like, that was completely
cool.
unexpected.
Yeah, I know, especially by me.
Oh, we have Marcus Walker, who's a up and coming artist. He just got a grant from the McCall Center.
Marcus.
Oh, did I say Marcus Walker?
You said Marcus Walker.
I did. Sorry, Marcus Walker is our friend of the 501st.
Exactly. He's a stormtrooper. He's not an artist.
Marcus Kaiser.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, Marcus Kaiser.
Yeah. But he's got a grant where?
He's going to be a resident at the McCall Center for Arts and Innovation, and he's one of the first comic artists, I think, illustrators to be in that space, which is huge, right? To sort of break through.
Yeah.
As well as a host of other folks, John Rosenbaum, a children's illustrator, Alex DeLarge, Matt Moore, who are big muralists and artists in town.
Oh, that piece that they have, it's actually right next to mine. So I sat there and looked at it, and every time I looked at it, I saw something different.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff in it. It's so crazy.
It's like the history of cartooning and comics. Yeah. And like every sort of major character that you can think of.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Joey Navarro Jr., who, keep an eye out. He's starting to show up in the comic shows. Two Queens alums, John Reyes Luna, who you should also watch out for being at cons and shows. Bree Stallings, who's an amazing artist and illustrator, hand letterer, painter. I mean, she just does it all. And others. We encourage you to come down. Stan Ford, he's an amazing comics writer and editor and has his own work in his own right. And we can't forget my favorite artist and friend, John Hairston Jr.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Some amazing, huge pieces.
And everybody, it was one of those things that everybody just stood there and kind of goggled at it. It was like, holy crap. I mean, I don't see colors like that.
Nah. He uses every color.
Yeah.
And it's just
it's crazy.
So it's a great show. The opening was last night, and then on January 28th, we invite you all to come down 5 to 8 on the campus of Queens. We'll post the event on the Ninja Troll page. It'll be our Comic-Con night, which we need a name for it, Tim.
Yeah, we need to come up with something. Yeah,
Queens Con isn't
Queens Con.
Incarnate. I feel like it doesn't explain what it is. But anyway, and then another thing that we're going to be at 2 days after the opening will be Charlotte MiniCon.
Yes.
Which all the great info is going on about. They've got an incredible list of artists. We didn't make the list. I was a little unhappy about that. But no, of course, right? Great talent, professional guys and gals. And it's $5 at the Grady Cole Center. That's January 30th, and it's from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's going to be a lot of fun. It's all. I mean, it's called MiniCon, but it's jam packed.
MiniCon.
It's just it's a 1 day con. That's the reason. It's smaller than Heroes Con, only because it's only 1 day.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the other big news in events and things is the Charlotte Comic Con has outgrown its space at the Crown Point Executive Plaza Hotel in Charlotte, and will now be I forget where, up in Concord.
It's in the Concord Mills. I forget exactly what the name of the hotel is, but it's in the Concord Mills area.
Oh, awesome!
So
there's a lot of hotels there. So
we'll have all the info as we get closer to that. We'll have all the info on that on our website as well, because we'll both be there.
It's exciting.
That should be a lot of fun. It'd be nice to be in a larger place, because they really had outgrown the hotel down there.
The amount of nerd sweat in there was just getting beyond.
Get a little funky in the toy room. But those are events that are coming up. But now it's time to explore the multiverse.
Now it's time to explore the multiverse. On the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, this is our ongoing Exploring the Multiverse segment, where we started way back when with the Flash of Two Worlds, which was the first instance of the DC multiverse. And we've gone all the way up through, what was the last one we did? Was it Zero Hour?
Yeah.
0 Hour. Okay.
So we're going to pick up next week with a JLA run, Crisis in the Thunderbolt Dimension.
Yes.
Which, interestingly, is another Grant Morrison story.
Nice.
Which we
had a lot of fun with the Animal Man Crisis. So, since Mike was off gallivanting with Mickey and Minnie, he wasn't able to, and also preparing for Pencils and Pixels and other issues that were coming up. He wasn't able to really get started on the next one. And actually, 2 weeks ago when we did our year-end show, he had wanted to go over like the best Crisis stories that we had done, and we didn't get a chance. So that's what we're going to do on this Exploring the Multiverse. He's going to go back and look at our favorite Crisis stories so far.
And I'm going to rattle them off 10-1 here, Tim, very Letterman style, and you tell me if you concur or if you disagree.
Okay.
And just laugh at my jokes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So number 10, right, is the Flash of Two Worlds.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
We had to sort of start there because it's the point that it all started.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The creation of the DC multiverse. A little bit of a goofy story, but
but good.
Yeah,
because they talked about him reading his comic books and and all that stuff.
And then randomly vibrating to show up in another place. That's where we got Earth 1 and Earth 2.
True.
Right, the introduction of that. So that's number 10, right, to just sort of do that. Okay, number 9 is Crisis on Earth X.
Okay.
All right, and I'll just call out the names of the stories we've mentioned before, the issues and the years and all those things.
That was the World War II, the never-ending World War II.
Exactly.
We got the Ratskis.
Freedom Fighters, the Ratskis, the Ratsies. The Ratskis is something else. Yeah. In short, it's punching Nazis in the face. So satisfying.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Captain America just can't have that on his own.
Yes, it's got to be Uncle Sam.
That's right. And then number 8 is a Crisis in the Thunderbolt Dimension, simply because we got Black Canary's secret origin explained.
Oh yeah,
finally.
The
after
way she
years
moved from one Earth to the other.
Right, and then the older Black Canary from the 40s was like dying because she had been exposed to radiation during the fight with Aquarius, and then the younger, her daughter, they transferred her consciousness and memories into her. Right, the Thunderbolt did, and then Superman carried her back, and then didn't say anything.
And didn't say, nope, not gonna tell you.
And she just fell in love with Oliver Queen and all that good stuff. And he's like, "You seem a little younger." Yeah. So that was a good one because I love Black Canary, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
All right, number 7 is Crisis from Yesterday and Today. And I like this one because we got a time travel villain, which I think has become one of the tropes in the Crisis world. And also, we sort of got the introduction a little bit of the sleeper villain, right, where we think we have a baddie and then we have a real baddie.
It's actually,
So again, another one of those tropes, which we really appreciate. Number 6, Crisis in New Genesis. Clearly, because this is the great bridge between the Kirby universe and then the main DCU.
Rolled everything into one,
And then we get George Perez, right, on one of his first
nothing wrong with
stories. And it was where Dick Dillon had passed away. It was during the Crisis New Genesis.
That was the bad part about it. But
it was.
But I love me some George Perez. So
and like that was his sort of benchmark, I guess, for getting into Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep.
All right, next we have a Crisis on Earths 1 and 2, simply because of the Misty Borderlands.
That's because we've revisited the Misty Borderland time after time after time.
That's right. And then it'd be renamed, but Misty Borderland's going to forever
that's
be.
That's going to stuck. Yeah,
Maybe we should call it Misty Borderland Con.
Nobody
would ever get it.
No, me and you would be giggling. But
yeah, we'd be like, "Welcome to Misty Borderland Con.
Get it, Misty Borderland."
No, guys, no. This is where we see the teams, the JLA and the JSA meet for the first time. Generations collide.
The Seance.
The Seance with Merlin's magic ball. And then we have duplicates, but not really the same people. They hadn't quite gotten into where they were the same yet. It was more just mantles. Number 4, we have Crisis on Earth 3, because I'm a man. I'm Ultraman. Because we got our first sense of anti-hero versions, right, in that alternate universe. And I love your theory of Earth 2 maybe being
Earth
3. Because everybody's bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Just because we named it, Cisco named it Earth 2, doesn't mean it's what we know as Earth 2.
And I know he's chairman of the board of naming things.
That's right, yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. Number 3, we have Crisis on Earth Prime, which gave us another trope, which was the fourth wall break.
Yeah.
One of the first times that happened, because they turn and recognize you as the comic reader.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Because Earth Prime was our Earth.
Right, or the Earth that DC Comics existed in.
Yeah.
I guess if we were to separate it further from ourselves.
Yeah.
And our man, Perdegaton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Who's my favorite Crisis villain of all time. Yeah. I'm so happy he made his way back into Zero Hour. If he hadn't, that would have been awful.
That would have been disappointing.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. This might be controversial.
Uh-oh.
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Which is the supreme epic, right? The masterpiece of writing and drawing. And then we got some real deaths, right? That stuck.
There were consequences, yeah.
Exactly. Which can't have good Crisis without good consequences.
It's true.
Flash, Barry Allen, Supergirl, and Aqualad. Come on, Timmy.
Yeah.
It's my emotions playing this here.
That's right. Which, but Flash was one of the longest sticking comic book deaths, I think, ever. I mean, because he stayed dead for 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah.
Right, before he came back.
That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
In comic books, that's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it did have actual real. I mean, Supergirl didn't stay gone for long.
No.
But technically, she kind of did. It was Supergirl, but it wasn't Kara. It wasn't the same. It was the Matrix Supergirl.
Oh.
She was a shapeshifter and just took the shape of a female Superman.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't actually the same character.
How many years after Crisis did that occur?
It was like a couple.
Okay.
It wasn't really long.
Okay.
But yeah, they kind of wanted to bring the character back, but they had said that was one of the things they had said out of Crisis. They wanted this world to be where Superman was the only survivor of Krypton.
Right.
So if they wanted to bring Supergirl back, they had to come up with a new way. So that was what they came up with, was
pocket universes and things like that. And then number 1, which we alluded to earlier, is the second Crisis, right? The Grant Morrison story. The tagline for that is "Trippin' Balls."
Yeah, it was totally. Yeah, that.
Because right, Animal Man and
I don't know if it was necessarily the best story,
no,
but it was the most fun.
Oh my God,
to go over, because it was so crazy.
Yeah,
it was not. They pushed each other outside of the comic book panels. Yeah,
right.
They
took peyote.
They got stoned off of their butts.
Yeah, right.
They saw a whale in the desert, and at one point, like, just started screaming at the reader.
Right.
Oh man, it was crazy.
I can see you. Yeah,
it was crazy.
And right, that echoed the fourth wall break. It had sort of a ton of tropes. Grant Morrison just had a ton of fun with that story, like we said. And then we had to even drop it off, because after Animal Man solved the crisis, right, which
it went right into another.
It went right into. He walked into a surreal world after opening his front door, and his whole family was murdered.
Yeah. And that didn't get fixed, because usually, your family's murdered. Oh, but at the end of the story, everything's back to normal. No, they're dead.
Right.
Really dead.
Right. And that gives even echo to like 52, right?
Yeah.
Where, previously, where Elongated Man's family, his wife, Sue, was killed. So, man, I got to. Grant Morrison's an amazing writer. I mean, I think he sort of took that and really did a great job. So, as of now, that is my favorite Crisis story. I think it's got everything in it, and it's just a bite size. It's like those little bite sized candy bars you get on Halloween.
Yeah, it's fun size.
Yeah, exactly.
So but it was. I gotta say, it was the most fun to go over, and that was the best part, I think, because I hadn't read it. Just having you explain it to me, and I knew it was Grant Morrison, so I knew it was going to be wacky. And you hadn't really read any Grant Morrison before.
No.
So just watching you experience Grant Morrison for the first time was a lot of fun.
It was like my first beer.
Yeah, with something laced in it.
Yeah, it's my first. Yeah, Boilermaker, peyote button, bong. Yeah, like we just went across the.
It just went straight out
with Animal Man.
With Animal Man, exactly.
Of all things.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was his introduction to DC Comics.
Yeah, taking this F-list character and then just giving him the most crazy epic adventure that you could ever go on.
Yeah.
But Crisis Times 5 is the next story. It's a JLA run, not a Justice League of America, but the JLA series, sort of shrunk the acronym. And that sort of takes place in the late 90s.
Yep.
So we'll have some glossy pages, some and all that. And again, it is another Grant Morrison story.
Okay.
So he loves some Crisis. He's
like,
give me the Crisis. Give me
the
Crisis.
He wrote
Final Crisis.
Final Crisis. Did he write Infinite Crisis as well?
No, it was Jeff Johns.
That was Jeff Johns. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my top 10 Crises stories so far, and that may change, right? We've got some epics to come.
Yeah, the big ones to come. We got this Crisis Times 5, and then after that, I think is Infinite Crisis.
Countdown to Infinite Crisis, which is its own comic that was sold for $1.
Nice.
Then Infinite Crisis, and then Final Crisis.
And then Convergence.
And then Convergence.
Yeah,
which we'll reread for this, hopefully with some greater
torture.
Context. For torture.
Maybe we can figure something else. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I remember. Probably not, but
it's probably worse.
It's probably worse. Exactly. So. All right, well, that's our Exploring the Multiverse segment. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have our showcase on the Batman TV series.
Awesome.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Hey guys, let's play some video games.
This new dad plays video games with his sons, but the challenge feels like he's lifting a metric ton.
So many buttons.
His avatar just stares at the walls, twists and turns and somehow falls.
Help me!
He's tangled up in the controller's cords.
I just don't understand this crazy digital world.
Crazy, crazy digital world. Zeros and ones. But the love from his kids is totally apparent. Ooh. See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Should have just played catch.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Andy Smith. I've worked on Thanos with Jim Starlin and Earth 2 for DC Comics. And you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast, the only podcast with a kick.
Andy Smith, one of the contributing artists to the Pencils and Pixels.
He's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
so unassuming. I mean,
he's a legend. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a contemporary legend, still cranking it out.
Yeah.
He lives right here in Charlotte.
And the pieces he brought for the show were like the full. And I love seeing these because it's like behind the scenes. It's the full the oversized pages that they actually do the illustration on.
Pre-digital, it was all paste up.
Yeah.
Right. He wanted there was Kalibak and like his fist had to come in front of the logo.
It had to be in front of the logo. So there's a big marking that says in front of logo and everything.
Right.
Yeah. It's
with tracing paper. And,
yeah, exactly. So
and Zipatone is like the shading thing you could cut out and stick on.
Yeah. Seeing stuff like that is just, I love that because like I said, it's like the behind the scenes stuff. So,
really cool.
So yeah, if you want to see that, it's at the Pencils and Pixels exhibit.
Got to come down and check it out. So. Yeah.
But while we were recording here, there's been like breaking news.
Hey, I'm in charge of Foley.
Oh, sorry. they just released a synopsis for the February 3rd episode of Arrow. Roy Harper will return to Star City in that episode.
Awesome.
And also it says that Nisa readies herself to make her move against Malcolm Merlyn. So she's going to try to take out Roz
and become
Roz. Yeah.
Female Roz would be amazing.
Yeah. Who better? I mean, she's awesome character.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And also, they've announced. I didn't realize this, but next week after Flash, instead of a new episode of iZombie, they're going to have 2 half-hour specials. The first is the Legends of Tomorrow. Their Time Is Now special, which obviously is showing you the upcoming Legends of Tomorrow, which they are hammering. They're promoting the crap out of this. So
I hope it's good.
I think it's going to be really good. So, but that is up first, and then after that will be DC Films Presents Dawn of the Justice League, which is a look at Batman versus Superman and a special look at the Suicide Squad.
Oh, awesome!
So we're going to get both in that.
So hopefully new footage.
I figure so. Yeah,
promo.
I feel sure we'll get a couple clips from each.
Awesome.
So we'll get to see some new stuff from them.
It's a great little kickoff.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty awesome. And Wonder Woman's mom, Hippolyta, has been cast for the movie.
Awesome.
For her solo movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be Connie Nielsen, who was in Gladiator. She played. We've forgotten her name. She was the queen, basically.
The Empress.
The Empress. Yeah, Commodus's sister.
Yes.
Slash love interest, exactly. It was pretty creepy. But
she's beautiful.
Yes,
she'll be great for that role.
But everybody was speculating that Robin Wright was going to might play Hippolyta. So now,
right? Wow.
Yeah, she's been cast as well.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the easy thing. Is like, okay, she's of the age that could play Hippolyta.
That's right.
So everybody kind of assumed that. Now, who's she going to play?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
I mean, she's in House of Cards, so it's like her jam.
Yeah. So there we go. We got a little casting news and a question.
Yeah.
And Marvel Comics has announced that Civil War II begins on Free Comic Book Day.
Awesome.
So that's going to be their kickoff. Their
May,
big,
right? Is Free
yes,
Comic Book Day?
It's the first Saturday in May. That will be when they kick off Civil War II. Would be the free giveaway at Free Comic Book Day.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Secret Wars was the kickoff last year.
Mhm.
They gave away Zero.
Yep, Zero,
Issue 0,
yeah.
which was a good issue.
Yeah, and this one is actually going to be Free Comic Book Day Civil War II #1.
Ooh.
So it'll be #1.
Cool.
So there you go.
There we are.
So, but that's the breaking news that came out while while we were recording the show there. And now it's time for our showcase.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ninja Troll Digicast proudly presents The Showcase.
All right, this showcase I'm really excited about because actually I had showcase all set up and laid out for this week. But then I realized that Tuesday was the 50th anniversary of the Batman TV series. I was like, okay, throw it out the window. We got to change. We got to we got to do something.
And what was your original? What were you planning to do?
It was going to be for Star Trek because this is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek as well.
Awesome.
We're going to spread out through the year. We're going to have different showcases on different elements of Star Trek. And as we get towards September, which was the actual premiere date, September 8th was the actual premiere date in 1966. As we get closer to that, we'll kind of ramp stuff up and get some more showcases there. But we were going to start off with a look at the Starship Enterprises.
Right, all the different ones.
The plural, all the different, from 1701, then A, B, C, D, E. And actually, I found out there's a J even that has shown up at different places.
There's been like alternate universe ones where they've gone through portals, and there's been like
the
battle enterprise looking ones.
The mirror universe, the
super
Empire.
guns and stuff, and right. Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
So that like I said, I had that all laid out, and then I realized, okay, we've got to do the TV series. It's classic. So, so our showcase is going to be on the Batman TV series. In the early '60s, Ed Graham Productions optioned the TV rights to Batman and planned a straightforward juvenile adventure show, much like Adventures of Superman or The Lone Ranger, and it was going to air on CBS on Saturday mornings. They cast football linebacker and actor Mike Henry as Batman. And supposedly, I need to look for this. Supposedly, there were shots of him in the suit that were promotional shots were made, but I don't remember ever seeing them.
Just did a quick. I mean,
see if you can find him.
He's buff.
No, he's a big dude. Yeah.
He would have been a great Batman.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, they may not
is Batman.
Yeah, they may not exist, but they supposedly there were promo shots of him made. But negotiations broke down with CBS, and DC quickly bought the rights back and then started talking to ABC. Cool. The executives there, including Harv Bennett, who many years later would produce Star Trek 2, 3, 4, and 5, the movies.
Wow.
He was part of the group of the executives at ABC. They wanted a primetime comic strip action hero show that was kind of the fun, hip style of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. So they ABC farmed out the production of the show to 20th Century Fox, who placed William Dozier in charge, and that was he was the mastermind behind all of it. Dozier had never read comic books before, and decided that the only way to make the show work would be to do it as pop art campy comedy.
Perfect. Which is the style of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So this was all his brainchild. And the original writer, Eric Ambler, was actually an espionage novelist.
Ooh.
And dropped out like when he realized where they were going. He was like, okay,
we're done.
I'm out of here. See ya. Eventually, 2 sets of screen tests were filmed, one with Adam West and Burt Ward, and the other with Lyle Wagner.
Lyle Wagner, our
as
dude
Batman.
From
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor. Yeah.
Yes. And Peter Dial.
Wagner, right? Lyle Wagner.
Wagner, yes.
Yeah. Who was the last person? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Peter Dial.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
But he was Robin.
Okay.
They shot screen tests with both of them, and West and Ward won out. Supposedly, this is a rumor, but supposedly because West was the only one that could deliver lines without cracking up. And he said in his autobiography, he talked about the first time he was exposed to it was the script. He read the script, and Batman comes into a bar, full costume, and asks for a booth in the back so as to not draw attention to himself.
Oh, well, that's smart.
As if the full costume in
wouldn't-
broad daylight wouldn't do it.
in a bar. Yeah.
But he didn't want to draw any untoward attention.
If you do a search, there's some screen tests with the actors that you mentioned, with a completely different bat symbol on the chest.
Oh wow!
It's like all black. So yeah, I just looked up original screen tests for Batman 66. In fact, there are on YouTube Lyle Wagner and Burt Ward. Doing a
Burt Ward
screen
did.
test.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they may have come to him sooner than the other person that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is interesting.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the show originally aired on 2 nights with a cliffhanger at the end of the first episode. The show was narrated by Dozer himself.
Yeah.
So that was the executive producer. William Dozer is the narrator.
Cool.
And he did it in the style of the 1940s serials and Walter Winchell's narration of The Untouchables.
Oh, nice.
That's what he was going for. And would end the cliffhanger episodes, much like we do the Ninja Troll. Tune in tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
Awesome. With the alternate ending names, right, for the name of the next episode?
Oh yeah, they would. Yeah, he would.
The Bat in the Hat, or
right before he said tune in tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. It was like a 5-minute string of puns and alliteration. Now, between the first and second season, a movie was produced and released.
Yeah,
and they did that all in the hiatus in between seasons.
Damn.
They shot it and released it.
How much time was that in between?
It was not a whole lot. I mean, and see, that actually caused problems. It was originally planned to come before the series to introduce audiences to it, but the series was pushed up and the movie had to wait. It was produced quickly to get it into theaters before the premiere of season 2. It also took away time for preparation for season 2. But the movie budget did give them the money to build the Bat boat and the Bat copter, which they continued to use for season 2 and 3 of the series.
I remember. Great.
Yeah. By season 3, unfortunately, ratings were falling, and in an attempt to boost ratings, Dozier opted to introduce a female character, Batgirl.
Oh, which is awesome.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yvonne Craig passed away last year.
Yeah. She was the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, and actually had just been introduced. The character of the new Batgirl had just been introduced, but I don't think they had dug into who she was in the comics.
Oh.
So Dozier went to DC Comics and said, okay, let's do this together. Let's build it up and build the character.
Cool.
So I think the idea was a joint idea of her being his daughter was between the two of them, and they built that character up in both the comics and the TV show. Because she had been introduced in 1966 in Detective Comics, and Yvonne Craig was cast as Batgirl. The show also was reduced to only 1 show a week in the 3rd season, and unfortunately, ratings continued to drop during the season, and ABC canceled the show at the end of the season. This I had never heard before. After it was canceled, the Batcave set was demolished, of course. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks later, NBC decided to pick up the series, but then changed their mind when they found out that they would be on the hook to build a new Batcave. So it was
Why did they ruin it? Yeah,
it was going to be too much expense to build a new set. So they just...
I'm imagining Kramer with the Merv Griffin show.
Exactly,
That would have been
but that's the thing. If their show's canceled, there's no reason to keep this. It's taking up space. Just go ahead.
Just got to get rid of it.
Yes, go ahead and tear it down. And that was the thing back then. Nobody thought that these things could be worth anything.
No.
Like there's so many instances of like old TV shows just being recorded over.
What?
Because we'll never do anything with these because they have back then they had no concept of any type of home video product. So there was it's already aired, no big deal, just record over it.
Yeah,
rather than pay for new tape.
DVDs and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, so
wow.
But the regular cast, of course, included Adam West as Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Burt Ward as Dick Grayson / Robin, Alan Napier as Alfred, Batman's loyal butler, and Batgirl's discreet confidant, because he knew who she was, but they didn't.
Right.
The world's greatest detective couldn't figure it out. Neil Hamilton as Commissioner Gordon, and Stanford Rep as Chief O'Hara, two of the most incompetent policemen in the history of the world.
Right. An Irish cop, Chief O'Hara. Yeah.
And O'Hara was created for the show to give Gordon someone to talk to.
Yeah, because Gordon was the only cop, really,
Yeah,
right? And
that we ever saw.
And Bullock was not even around, really, yet.
No,
right?
no. So yeah, he was created there to give him someone to, and that may have been why they introduced Bullock into the comics.
Yeah.
As well, to have like a sounding board.
Mm-hmm.
Madge Blake played Harriet Cooper, Dick's maternal aunt, which I thought she was Bruce's aunt.
Yeah.
It was Dick's maternal aunt, which doesn't explain why she would.
Why would he be raised by her?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she was in the comics 2 years before the show premiered to give Bruce and Dick a reason to be secretive about their dual identities. Her appearances became more rare during the show as her health declined. So I think she only had like 2 cameo appearances in the 3rd season.
Okay.
Because her health was just getting bad.
Yeah.
So, Yvonne Craig as Batgirl, or Barbara Gordon / Batgirl, Commissioner Gordon's daughter and crime-fighting partner for Batman and Robin, added during the 3rd season. They nicknamed them the Terrific Trio or the Troublesome Trio by Catwoman. The character was created in conjunction with the comic books the same year, as we were saying. Now, the straw that usually stirred the drink on the Batman TV series was the villains.
Yeah.
Of course, the best one, the Joker, played by Cesar Romero.
Yeah.
He was based on the comic book character, but Romero refused to shave his trademark mustache, so the white pancake makeup was applied over it, and you could totally see it.
Yeah.
But hey, he was a proud Latin man. He was not shaving his mustache.
You're not going to take that away.
It's not happening.
Not for nothing.
The Penguin was played by Burgess Meredith and based on the comic book character of the same name. He became so popular as a villain that producers always had a script ready for Burgess Meredith whenever he was available.
Awesome.
So they had one in the hopper, like just waiting. As soon as he said, I can do one. They're like, all right, cool. Here we go. Let's go.
He was the greatest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The Riddler, played by Frank Gorshin in seasons 1, 3, and the movie.
And then John
Astin.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that one.
Yeah,
Gomez Adams
right.
was the Riddler. I need to look that one up and see if I can find it, because
he was good too.
I don't remember. He was one episode in season 2. Of course, based on the comic book character of the same name. Before the start of the 2nd season, Gorshin held out for more money, which made producers put off any Riddler-themed episodes.
Oh.
They reworked one script to use the Puzzler instead of the Riddler, and then the one Riddler story they did with John Astin cast to play him instead. Then that all got figured out by the 3rd season, but he only did one episode in the 3rd season.
Oh.
So, but Frank Gorshin was awesome. If he asked for more money, give it to him.
Right.
Because he's just awesome. Now, the Catwoman was played by
quite a few.
Julie Newmar in season 1 and 2, Lee Merriweather in the movie, and then Eartha Kitt in season 3.
Right, Santa baby.
Yeah. That's and she obviously, I mean, it's Catwoman, so she obviously flirted around with Batman quite a lot.
Yeah.
And that was in that time,
1966.
Yeah,
that was very considered risque.
Because exactly, and they had just Star Trek had just had the first interracial kiss,
right,
between Nichelle Nichols and
Kirk.
William Shatner,
right.
So yeah, that was something that was kind of a hot button topic. So
way to go, geek stuff.
Yeah,
breaking the social
and Eartha
norms.
Kitt, come on now.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, smiling lady.
Yeah.
So now, Mr. Freeze was played by George Sanders in season 1, Otto Preminger in season 2. I thought there was a third guy as well.
Yeah, Eli Wallach.
Okay, yeah, I think he was. They were both in season 2. Otto Preminger and Eli Wallach was both in season 2.
Correct.
His name was Art Schivel. Mr. Freeze's name was Art Schivel instead of
Victor Freeze.
Yeah. And actually, he was based on the comic book character named Mr. Zero.
Oh, like
they have since changed the comic book character's name to Mr. Freeze because they called him that on the TV show, and it got popular.
Oh.
So yeah, in the show, it was said that Batman had spilled cryonic chemicals on him during a previous arrest, and now he's incapable of living in temperatures above minus 50 degrees.
Yeah.
So it was Batman's fault.
Oh, Batman.
So I can understand him being upset with Batman.
Frustration. Yeah.
Yes, I can understand. Egghead was played by Vincent Price. He was created specifically for the series. A master criminal with a fixation on eggs and a giant dome. Yeah, he had issues.
He comes from France.
Yeah. One of my favorites was King Tut.
Oh, yeah.
Professor William McElroy, played by Victor Buono, created for the show and given an origin on the show.
Yeah.
Because Egghead, they just said, hey, he's got a thing about eggs.
That's it.
But this one had a full thing. He was a professor at Yale University who was struck on the head, and his subconscious created the persona of the reincarnation of King Tut. And it was like a serious Gilligan Island thing. He'd get hit on the head, and that would turn the switch back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you know how it works. Come on.
yeah, of course. Yeah. The Mad Hatter, Jervis Tetch, was played by David Wayne, based on the character from the comic books. Other villains included Art Carney as the Archer, Tallulah Bankhead as Black Widow, Roddy McDowall as Bookworm, Liberace as Chandel, and Harry. Yeah. They were twins. Harry was the evil twin. Chandel just wanted to be the piano. He just wanted to entertain people.
Lay down some melodies. Yeah.
Yep. Walter Slezak as the Clock King, Malachi Throne as Falseface, Rudy Valley as Lord Marmaduke Fogg, Jacques Barak as Freddy the Fence, Roger C. Carmel as Colonel Gum. Do you remember him?
Colonel Gum.
He was Roger C. Carmel was the guy who played Hardcore Fenton Mudd in Star Trek.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
On the original series.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
because
wow.
I knew, like, when I was writing that down, I was like, I know that name. Where's that come from? And I looked it up, and yeah, it was Star Trek. Ethel Merman was Lola Lasagna.
Oh my God, yeah.
Milton Berle was Louis the Lilac.
Right, who they weaved into Poison Ivy story.
Yep. Yeah. Shelley Winters was Ma Parker. Carolyn Jones as Marcia, Queen of the Diamonds. Zsa Zsa Gabor was Minerva. Van Johnson was the Minstrel. Yeah. Michael Rennie was the Sandman. Nice. No connection to the Golden Age hero. Yeah. Cliff Robertson as Shame, not Shane. Shame.
Shame?
It was a kind of a poking fun at all the cowboy heroes.
Yeah.
And Joan Collins was the Siren.
Yeah. I remember the Joan Collins episode.
Yep. And it had a lot of the TV show had a lot of recurring kind of conventions that they would always do. One being the fights. That was the coolest thing.
Right.
When they had fights, the big letters would pop up, and that's the name of my comic art company, Kapow Comic Art. That's where it's coming. That's where it came from. So,
right?
Yeah, exactly. And they also would do what they called climbing cameos. When they're climbing a building, it's
going
so
up the side.
Obviously like them walking on the floor.
Yeah.
Somebody would stick their head out the window.
Somebody famous, usually.
Yeah, somebody famous would do it all the time. Their cameos included Dick Clark, Ted Cassidy as Lurch, Sammy Davis Jr., Don Ho, Santa Claus, Werner Klemperer as Colonel Klink.
Colonel Klink.
Yeah, he was actually as the character Colonel Klink.
Awesome.
He leaned out the window. Jerry Lewis, Art Linkletter, Edward G. Robinson, and Van Williams and Bruce Lee as the Green Hornet and Kato, which were also introduced in the show before they spun out into their own show.
Wow.
But their show wasn't campy like Batman, and it wasn't nearly as popular.
Oh, well.
But it introduced the world to Bruce Lee. So there you go.
There you go.
And that's one of the funniest stories from the series. Bruce Lee basically kind of I think other people kind of convinced Burt Ward that he needed to look strong against Bruce Lee, and but then he was deathly afraid that Bruce Lee was going to kill him.
Yeah.
And of course, Bruce Lee kind of fed into it, and at one point he basically runs screaming from him all across the set.
Awesome.
But Frank Sinatra, Natalie Wood, and Cary Grant were all fans of the show and wanted to appear, but the producers couldn't find any roles that would fit them. What? You got to create something.
So many strange villains. Like,
yeah,
could have done something.
Yeah, Sinatra would be perfect for one of those.
Oh, man.
I mean,
who do you think Sinatra would be good as? Like, what classic Batman?
It would be no stretch to be a gangster.
Oh no! Of
course. Come on, he's Sinatra.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they could come up with something, just kooky.
They never did Poison Ivy, but she existed at the time.
I think so. Yeah, I think she was. Yeah, but yeah, they never really. And that would make sense to do along with like Louis the Lilac. They did Louis the Lilac. There was another one that was kind of plant based.
Plant-based.
Somebody had flowers.
Well, Louis the Lilac.
Other than
sure.
other than Louis, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Natalie Wood, they could have done.
Oh, totally.
Should have been so many things with her. Yeah, I mean, Cary Grant, the same thing. But during the show, Robin was known for his holy catchphrases.
Yeah.
During the series, Robin used 352 holy phrases.
Oh my God.
Some of the best include holy priceless collection of Etruscan snoods.
Etruscan?
Etruscan, thank you. I don't even know the word. Holy purple cannibals.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Who would that be for?
Exactly. That's the thing you're trying to figure out.
What villain?
Holy, here we go again.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's holy, astringent plum-like fruit. See, they had the whole list, and I just scrolled through and found the best ones. Holy bat trap.
That's a good one.
Yep. Holy Bill of Rights. I love this one. Wholly contributing to the delinquency of minors.
Was this like a legal episode?
I'm sure, yeah.
Poli-science episode?
Holy schizophrenia.
Ooh.
Holy knit one, pearl two.
What? What does that even mean?
It's knitting.
Oh.
Knit one, pearl two. That's what they always say when somebody's knitting.
All right.
I don't know.
You know that.
I've never knitted.
There we go.
But
okay.
Holy sudden incapacitation. Holy funny bone. Here's another long one. Holy uncanny photographic mental processes.
I think that's a new X-Men character.
Exactly.
Sonic Megaton Warhead.
Holy Werner von Braun.
There you go. Von Braun. Yeah. That's awesome.
Holy one-track back computer mind. Holy haberdashery.
What?
I'm sure that would be Mad Hatter.
Okay.
Because he always did the hat thing.
The haberdashery. And hat, right, yeah.
Last but not least, my favorite, Holy Grail.
Oh. Awesome.
Oh, there was so many.
Oh, man, that's
so
great.
Good. Yeah,
I think Holy Schnikes, though, from Chris Farley might be a good adaptation.
Good one, yeah.
Oh, man, those are fun.
Yeah. So that is our showcase look at Batman, the TV series. It's always the most fun. And, of course, from the movie, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I'll tell you what. It's hard, man. It really is, yeah.
And it's weird because that's not the Batman that I like. I like the dark, I like the Dark Knight. Yeah. I mean, he's a creature of shadow, but you can't not like that show.
Yeah,
it's so funny. You just have to accept that. It's over the top. It's campy, and Adam West owned that delivery.
Oh my God,
so well.
Right.
I don't think anybody. I mean, the thing was, the rumor was that he got the part because he was the only one that didn't crack up while he was delivering the dialogue, and that was the thing. He always was so earnest and so sincere,
and his thinking face, right? While he would just solve the mystery, it was always great. He'd look off into space, and you'd be like, "Oh wow."
Yeah, it was totally committed to that and totally and for a while he tried to get away from it, but he since has accepted it, and I think him and Burt Ward both have.
Well, what have they done since?
Exactly. Well, that was the thing. They were completely typecast, and there's no way they could be in anything else without it being completely, oh, hey, it's Batman, or hey, it's Robin.
Yeah, exactly.
And they, like I said, they tried to get away from that for a while, but then, just basically, owned up to it and started to embrace it. And Adam West has done a lot of voice work. He was
what was he?
He was in Batman the Animated Series. He was the voice of the Gray Ghost, who was kind of the Zorro character that Bruce used to watch when he was a kid. And he was the actor was typecast and trying to get away from it in the episode.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of autobiographical at the same time. And he also he did the voice for the mayor, I think, in the Batman.
Oh, no, he was on.
He was on The Simpsons as well.
Family Guy. No,
he
was Family Guy.
I think he plays himself on the Family Guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Quahog. Yeah.
So yeah, he's done a lot of voice work,
Nice.
and it's one of those things like when you hear him, you're like, oh hey, that's Adam West. You know it right off the bat. So yeah. Now Burt Ward, I don't know of anything else. I actually saw him in a B movie, like an R-rated teen movie.
About what?
He was one of the characters' dads, and of course there was a obligatory time where something happened, and he's holy something other, and so it was like just one of those things. Is he's got bills to pay, so they offer him that, and okay, whatever. It was a crappy B movie, but hey, if it pays, you do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I love the comic. I'm so sad it's been canceled.
Yeah.
But what was great is that they were able to use that as like a way to bring in Harley Quinn and like Bane and all the big characters, and Poison Ivy to create a great issue. And they did a good job of weaving the mythos from the show and then and with that. So
yeah,
this was excellent.
Did they use like Egghead and stuff like that in the in the comic
King's
series?
Hut, Egghead,
Nice.
The Clock King,
Yeah.
and there was even like a Zelda the Great.
Oh, nice
one, and so yeah,
cool. Yeah, but we had to do that since this week was the anniversary of the debut of the TV show. But before we get out of here, we want to take a look at our picks of the week. Do you have any picks of the week?
I do.
All right, what you got?
So there's a great documentary on Netflix called Plastic Galaxy, and it's all about the history of the Star Wars toys.
Oh,
yeah.
This is not the one you were telling me about. That's Image Comics. Is that one done yet?
Actually,
or did I step on your next pick?
You sure did.
Oh, dang it.
The Image Revolution is a documentary about the history of Image Comics and how that all.
Is that already out?
That's already out. I thought it was coming out, but I think somebody just posted it and thought, oh, it's cool.
Oh, okay.
But I saw it on Facebook, so I thought it was like a new thing.
Okay. You didn't do your
But
research,
Plastic
did you?
Galaxy's on Netflix.
Okay.
Really cool.
Okay. And the other one was called?
The Image Revolution.
Image Revolution. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you were gone last week, we talked. I ran across one for Charlton Comics.
Right.
Which is I really want to see. I don't know when it is out. They just had their basically the fundraise. I think it was Indiegogo. Yeah. They had just finished their campaign. So hopefully that gives them enough money to get the distribution and get it out. And because I really want to see that because it looks well put together. They've got all the kind of the big names that they needed to talk to. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm a documentary nut, so I love watching them. So
awesome.
But the my picks are the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Yeah, that's coming out. Yeah, that's the second issue is coming out. The first one was really good, and it was a good mixture because you got Batman, which is of course the darker storylines. You got a little bit of fun with the Turtles, and they did a good mixture of. They had a pizza delivered, and they left the money on the sidewalk, and told the delivery guy to leave it on there, and then like you see a turtle hand come up out of the sewer and snatch the box and pull it down in there.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like you said, there seems to be a lot of crossovers like that happening.
Wacky ones.
Like the Star Wars Green Lantern, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and my other pick is the Vader Down series.
Killer.
That has been really, really good.
The crossover between the Darth Vader and Star Wars comic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has been really good, and it left where I got to. It left it off in a really good cliffhanger spot. So I'm like, okay, now get the next one out. Cool. It's one of the, like you said, it's better to read them bundled, because that's the kind of the thing. I get to that one spot. It's like, I want to know. Come on.
I prefer it.
So and Robin War.
Oh yeah,
there's been a huge twist at the end of. There's actually the Robin War series is only 2 issues, but it's spread out over the other, the Grayson, Red Hood Arsenal, the Robin Son of Batman,
and Eternal,
and no, it's not crossing over into Eternal.
Okay,
but the Court of Owls is now involved.
Ooh.
And Damien seems to be going with the Court of Owls.
Ooh.
So it's quite a cliffhanger left to see what's going on.
Nice.
But it's been very well written, very, very well put together. Everybody's getting their chance. It's not being overshadowed by any one of the characters. They're all getting the chance to show themselves, and almost in like a family kind of way. They're pissed at Dick because he let them believe that he was dead. So they have to repair that situation and still, go on and get work done, even though they're still kind of pissed at him.
Cool.
So, but yeah, it's been a really good series so far. So, and Walking Dead 150. If you haven't read that yet, get it. It's holy crap. That's what it is.
Nice.
So, but that's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
On the Twitters at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
We're on the YouTubes at youtube.com/C, Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you could always visit us at NinjaTrollDigicast.com. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
Holy throwing stars, Timmy D.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Mike say,
"Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb."
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.